with my computer.
Oh.
A technician will be with you in 4 hours. 4 hours?
You can upgrade for just $5,000.
What?
The Universal Serial Config board should be set to ID 6.
I need that in plain English.
Call for help. This is Chris Pirillo. What can I do for you?
Hey there, welcome to Call for Help. I'm Chris Pirillo, and this is the show where helping you deal with technology is not a problem. On today's show, doing your taxes can be confusing, especially with all the new tax laws this year. Luckily, there are some good resources on the net that can help. Ms. Money's Tiffany Bass-Bucco is here to show us how to find tax help online so that you don't get caught in a messy audit this year. Of course, she'll also be showing us ways to write off certain things that you've already purchased this year to save you even more money. Plus, grab your number 2 pencils and Scantrons because we're going to show you some cool software that'll help anybody prepare for the SATs so they can get into the college of their choice. You know, because I didn't quite make it into Harvard. Not that I'm bitter or anything. And of course, someone smarter than me is sitting in our Interact area. How are you going to help us today, Kat?
Wow, that's quite a compliment.
Well, you are.
Oh, all right. Okay, well, you don't have to necessarily go under the hood to find out what your computer's running. I found some diagnostic tools that'll do all the work for you, and they're free, of course.
Yeah, that's the great thing about the Internet. There are all these wonderful free resources you can use to help.
That's right.
Great.
We
Now,
love free stuff.
if someone needs even more help, how could they get a hold of us on the show?
Okay, well, you got some problems. You need to ask a question. Here's how you get a hold of us. There's 3 ways. Are you ready? Number 1, give us a call. The phone number is 888-989-7879. And remember, our phone lines open up a half an hour before the show begins. Number 2, email us at callforhelp@techtv.com. Or number 3, if you have a netcam, come on over to the Netcam Cineplex. We'll be sure to get you hooked up and on the show there. It's that easy. And if you want to join me in the chat room right now, I'm going to go into chat room number 5. That's Call for Help chat room.
And I may even swing by there after the show.
Good. You should. They love it when you come in there.
Oh, I do it all the time, actually. I just pop in and pop out. Pretty cool. Hey, have you ever heard of ASCII art before?
Yeah. I saw the entire Star Wars episode in ASCII.
Oh, yeah. I know what that is. We can put the link for everybody in our newsletter.
All right.
Can you tell what this is, Kat?
It's a flower.
That's right. And it's made out of ones and zeros, ASCII characters on the screen. And there's this website here at textimage.com. There's a dash in there, text-image.com. You can go in and you can convert any picture on your hard drive. By the way, the smaller, the better. I'm going to browse for it. We're going to use that Camaro gnome image again. Now I can go in and put in the characters. So if I wanted to have the characters G-N-O-M-E, and I can have those characters randomly or in a sequence, so it'll spell out G-N-O-M-E. Font size, the smaller, the better. Let's go with an image width of, let's say, 60 characters. We'll show it in color with a background of white. We press the convert button, and all of a sudden, as soon as it gets done loading and processing, right down here.
That is so cool.
Can you see that?
Yeah.
It's a Camaro gnome.
You have a mullet.
And it's made out of, there's the mullet. Great. Glad to do that.
Sweet.
So we're going to take this, we're going to select it with our cursor.
Yeah.
Then we're going to do Control-C, so we're copying it to the clipboard. Now we're going to open up Outlook Express. Of course, you could use any mail client.
Okay.
Make a new message. Now, what the important thing is, we need to make sure it's as rich text or HTML. Let me maximize the window here. Then we paste, and look at that. Can you see it?
That is beautiful. Will you send it to me?
That's right. That's exactly who I was going to send it to.
Right.
Kat at techtv.com. My mulletude. And I press send, and when the other person receives it, they will see whatever image you've decided to convert in just text. This is text. This isn't a graphic here.
Wow.
There it goes. Bye. Okay, so that was fun. How would you like a little bit of functionality now, Kat?
Functionality is good. I like functionality.
Right. We get a lot of questions of people asking, hey, how do I... Oh, I'm sorry, Kat, I just stopped the transfer of that.
Thank you.
A lot of people are asking when they open up an Explorer window, they're saying, how could I print this on my printer? And there's really no super simple way, unless, of course, you have a third-party utility downloaded. If you have Outlook installed, Microsoft Outlook, the thing that comes with Office, then you could open up the Outlook bar on the side. By default, it comes on, but you can do View, Outlook bar, make sure it's got a check mark in there. Click the other shortcuts link, then click like a folder. By default, it has these 3 folders, but just for the sake of argument, I'm going to go to where our MP3s are stored. Now, this is the view right now, the document layout view, or I'm sorry, timeline, but I can actually go in and choose details. and it gives me details of all the files, the file type, the date, and the size. Here's the best view, I think. Oh, yeah. The coolest view is by file type, because now I can get a listing specifically of the folders, the MP3 format sounds, the Winamp media files, everything that's in the folder. Okay? Nice. So how do you print it out? Simple. You click File, Print, Table Style, and make sure you've got the right printer selected. You press OK. There it goes to the printer, and you'll have a printout that looks exactly like this on the screen without having to install any extra software.
Why do you want that printed out?
You'd be surprised. A lot of people want a hard copy of their MP3 collection or their documents. You never know.
Fascinating.
Very fascinating. And if you were fascinated by that, then stick around, because coming up next, if you're in high school or middle school or have a child who is, then sooner or later you're going to have to deal with the SAT. We'll show you the latest software to help you prepare when Call for Help returns.
Engage your readers with this quick tip. Add a dramatic drop cap to your Word documents. Highlight the paragraph you want the drop cap to appear in. Go to Format, click Drop Cap. Now, choose how you want to position it and click OK. Keep in mind that this is a nice feature, but you don't want to overdo it. One per document is plenty.
Coming this April, the TechTV. For the first time on television, TechTV's 2002 Technology Festival. A month of amazing television about the technology impacting your life. And gadget giveaways every day, all month long. From communication to transportation, from medical breakthroughs to the world of sports, technology is changing the way we live, work, and play. And TechTV is the television network that covers it all. And during TechTV's 2002 Technology Festival, you'll see it all like never before. Also in April, don't miss TechTV's great gadget giveaway. Every day, all month long, a new chance to win flat panel monitors, PDAs, digital cameras, and more. It's all part of TechTV's 2002 Technology Festival, coming this April, only on TechTV.
Think of e-business as a game. You got players, you got management, you got opponents who don't always play by the rules. This game takes strategy and the ability to move that metaphorical ball that is information with more money on the line than in any other game that's ever been played. E-business isn't just a game, it's the game. So if you're going to play, play to win.
Your 401k. Time was, you never had to think about it. So when you changed jobs, you just assumed it was safe. Not so anymore. Roll over your 401k retirement savings to Morgan Stanley, and a financial advisor will guide you through a unique review process to help ensure that when you need your nest egg, it will still be there.
What's up, Mr. Foster?
I go in for a PC, I come out with a migraine. You ask for this, all they have is that. Makes your head spin.
Well, your computer quandary is easily solved by the folks at Dell. Just call or go online. They'll help you figure it out, so you know what you're getting and what you're getting it for.
So none of this?
Nope, just the perfect PC for you at the right price for you.
Oh, I'm feeling better already.
Good.
Steven, isn't this your father's car?
No.
Now you can get $100 back on a new Dell PC, like a Dimension desktop with an Intel Pentium 4 processor, delivering performance where you need it most. It's just $6.99 after a mail-in rebate. Need a notebook? A Go Anywhere Inspiron is just $9.99 after a mail-in rebate.
You're gonna say it, aren't you?
Oh, he knows.
Easy to buy, easy to own, easy as Dell. Dell PCs use Intel Pentium 4 processors.
Welcome back. You know, taking the SAT is not a fun experience, at least for most of us. Unfortunately, if you do want to go to college in the United States, it's a way of life. Preparing for this test is no picnic. It can be expensive and time-consuming, but you can save yourself some time and money by purchasing software. Now, the SAT is essentially a way that you can test or get your skills tested specifically in the areas of verbal and math skills. It stands for Scholastic Assessment Test, at least according to the official website. And to prepare for it, you can do a variety of things. For one, you can go out and hire a tutor, take courses. Unfortunately, that can get really expensive really quickly. It could cost you up to about $100 an hour. Then, of course, there are like self-tutoring materials, books, online courses, and software, which, of course, leads us into what we're going to be talking about today. Something called Higher Score for the SAT, PSAT, and ACT. It costs about $30, which makes it one heck of a bargain. We ran through it, actually, and I gotta say, I was pretty impressed. I really wish I would have had this when it came time to taking these tests in high school. The interface, as we get into it, looks a bit silly, but that's okay. It was designed to keep you entertained as you were learning some relatively dry subjects in terms of verbal and math skills. However, the content inside the program is informative and helpful. So let's show you exactly what we're talking about. Put this over here. All right. And let's launch this software. Loading. All right. This isn't too bad yet. I've already set up a profile for me, Chris, because, of course, that's my name. I do know that. Unfortunately, they don't grade on that. Okay. You see how cheesy it is, but that's okay. It'll keep you informed, and as a matter of fact, you can even have it set so that there will be, when you first run through it, it's kind of like a wizard. There's this guy who stands there and will guide you through what to do. Here, essentially, you've got different places. You can take a tour of what the software offers. You can quit. You can take some lessons, and here, the most interesting part about the lessons is that it gives you secrets or tips on how to take the test. So if you run into a question that you're having a problem with, you can learn how to narrow down the answers so that you pick the right one. So the lessons area is really, it's interactive, and it'll give you help in lessons, because that's why they call it the lessons. Now, if you're one who is more of an entertainment type of person, then of course the games section will be for you. Here, you can print out flashcards, play math games, and even build your... See, there's the little wizard. He doesn't really look like a wizard.
Frequently asked questions about the test. Drill yourself on vocabulary and other relevant subjects with our flashcards. Challenge your vocabulary skills to the max with our vocabulary builder, or relax and enjoy our challenging games. These games will help you hone your abilities.
Enough. Actually, I could just let him do the rest of this, because he does a really good job. So when we're done with the games, and if we don't want to play those, we can go back to the main menu, of course, by pressing that icon. The test center is probably the most important part of it, because here is where you're going to be able to go in and test your skills. This is the part that I think is probably the best part of the software, because as I double-click this to take the verbal test 2, because I've already taken 1, and I'll show you the results of what I got there in a second, you can enter it in a tutor mode, which, of course, will guide you in case you're having a problem with this. As a matter of fact, why don't we ask Kat this question? Barbara Walters distinguished herself as a journalist by asking famous people the kinds of blank questions that other reporters shied away from. Discreet, intriguing, pointed, gentle, or indirect?
I would say intriguing.
Intriguing questions.
Right?
Okay, so we've selected B. Of course, if you were having an issue and you weren't sure if it was B or, let's say, C, because they're kind of the same, you could press the hint button, and it tells you.
Oh, that's interesting.
Isn't that nice?
Yeah.
Very You're not going to find that kind of interactivity in a book in terms of, and it does this for each particular question. So we can go, once we've selected or believe we've selected the right answer, we press the green arrow.
I hope so.
Answer as many questions. Well, keep your fingers crossed. We'll find out in a second. You run through the gamut of questions. Press the finish button. Yeah, we're skipping the rest of the questions so that the results are going to be skewed.
Okay.
We'll really quit the section. Would you like to see the results? Yes.
Yes.
And it looks like you did get it incorrect. And this is the neat thing. It'll go in and explain the answers for you. Oh, look, it was C.
Okay.
It was pointed, and then it explains exactly how over on this pane it shows the answer, the correct answer. The one that you chose is filled in with the black circle. And then over here, it explains exactly why C was the correct answer. Now you can take as it was before, and of course there are other interactive options here. Oh, credits. We always like those. You can actually go in, and in the admission sections, you can find out how colleges would take to your scores, and you could set up different preferences here. Let me show you the results I got.
I had this tool.
I know.
Yeah.
I'm serious. I mean, the kids today. I mean, we're kids.
Those kids today.
Well, we're kids, but if we would have had this type of tool way back when we were in high school or preparing for college, I'm sure we would have done so much better with the test. Here's how I did. I got 23 questions correct, 5 incorrect. And the neat thing is it the performance section here, performance on 5 questions on which you worked the longest. So it showed me that I got 4 out of the 5 questions that I worked on the longest correct. But the one that, just one. So that's saying that as I take more time to think, I'm probably going to answer the question correctly. So it gives me a good idea about my thinking skills and how well they'll apply to the test. So it says I'm in, according to just one test, that I'm within 80% correct on the verbal scores, which I'm pretty happy with, to tell you the truth, because I was always a B plus student in high school. What about you, or should we say?
I got straight A's.
I told you she was smarter than me. You thought I was lying. So it's $30. You get all this information, and like I said, this is a wonderful tool, and you really would be remiss if you are going to take either the SAT, PSAT, or the ACT without getting the software. If you've got a PC and you're going to take the test, I'm telling you, get this. Now, if you want to know more about this and studying for the SAT using the PC, go to our website. The address is at techtv.com/call-for-help. Still ahead, have you ever downloaded a program and then forgot where you put it? Well, we've got a tip just for you, so stay tuned.
Are you sick of getting kicked off the computer, fed up with missing important phone calls, and tired of hearing those annoying busy signals, all because everyone in the house is sharing one phone line? Not anymore. Introducing the Switchboard from Emerson, the revolutionary phone line sharing system. Watch, just plug in one phone line, then hook in your computer, phone, and fax machine, and you're ready to go. Hello? Then surf the web and get incoming phone calls without losing your connection. Hello? Receive a fax and still stay online. Or take an urgent call even when you're downloading files. It's like having 3 phone lines without the expense. The Switchboard works by temporarily splitting the phone signal into 3 separate lines. It works with any make-or-model computer, phone, or fax machine, and any internet service provider. And watch this. With one-line internet connections, your phone won't ring and you'll miss the call. But with the Switchboard, it rings and lights up, telling you to answer the phone, so you'll never miss another call. Plus, your caller ID works just like before. The Switchboard is perfect for the home office computer, kids' room computer, the college dorm, virtually anywhere you have a computer. Look, you could spend as much as $35 a month for an additional phone line. In a year, that's over $400. Or you can order the Switchboard for just 2 low payments of $19.95. But wait, there's more. Call right now and you'll receive the Compact Tech Vac free. Now easily remove dust and debris from your computer keyboard, or gently lift dirt off sensitive electronic equipment. It's yours free. The Switchboard is technology you can trust because it's made by Emerson. And if you're not completely satisfied, return it for a full refund of the purchase price. But keep the Tech Vac as our gift. You get the revolutionary Switchboard and the Compact Tech Vac for just 2 low payments of $19.95. Order now.
To order your Emerson Switchboard, call 1-800-652-0600 or send check or money order for $39.90 plus shipping to the address on your screen. Call 1-800-652-0600. That's 1-800-652-0600.
Why don't you put down that printer, because it's time for a Windows tip, and today we're going to show you how to create a downloads folder. Now, how many downloads reach your computer each week, month, or year? If you watch Call for Help regularly, that's 5 new free files a week, 20 a month, or 240 a year. I'm ready for that SAT now. That's a whole lot of free downloads that you'll need to manage. And the easiest place to download anything to your computer is your desktop. Now, if you don't have a download action plan in place, then your desktop is going to be one big heap of executable files and zip files before you know it. So let me show you a little secret. I'm going to right-click on the desktop, create a new folder, and I'm going to name it Downloads. That's pretty much as difficult as it gets. I'm going to move it. Let's put it over here. Now you need to download something. So let's see, where should I go? I know what I'll do. I will download my favorite notepad replacement, MetaPad, available at liquidninja.com. Right-click on that, Save Target As. Now, instead of saving directly to the desktop, I'm going to double-click that Downloads folder, and right there is where it will be saved. Now, the next time I go to download something else, like, let's say the limited edition Metapad, by the way, this is freeware too, Save Target As, it'll automatically start up in that Downloads folder. There we go. We'll save that. Let's close Internet Explorer again, and there's our Downloads folder. Nice, clean, concise. That's as easy as it gets. Amazing. Okay, now, since the show is called Call for Help, I suppose we better connect with our first caller. What you say, Kat?
Yes, we shall. His name is Garrett. He's on the Intel Tech TV Netcam network, and he's from Tomball, Texas.
Garrett!
Hey, how's it going?
Oh, it's going good. How's it going for you?
Pretty good.
You got a pretty busy background there.
Do I?
Yeah, a lot of pictures and stuff hanging up.
Yeah.
All we have is this big old ugly plasma thing. Although I'm sure you'd trade it any day for what you got on your wall, huh?
Yeah, probably.
What can I help you with today?
Well, I'm running XP Professional, and I have the different users set up so other people in my family can use my computer. So, like, my mom can use my scanner because her computer doesn't have one.
Okay.
And I was just wondering how I can change the administrator settings to where, like, I could keep her from loading certain things like my computer or whatnot so she can go in from, keep her from messing things up.
Oh, sure. There's a variety of ways to do this, but probably the quickest way for you, since you're running Windows XP Professional, you've heard of Tweak UI before? The tool that I'm going to show you that's built into Windows XP Pro, not Home Edition, just Pro, something called GP Edit.
Okay.
And you can run this. I've got a shortcut for it, but you can click Start, Run, and this is what you have to type, just like this, gpedit.msc. Now, before everybody starts freaking out, we're going to have this listed in the show notes, and we're also going to have it listed in our newsletter, because a lot of people email me after the show saying, hey, what was it? Get the newsletter. It's easier. So once we've got that entered, Garrett, click OK, and what you're going to see is the policy, the group policy editor pop up. Here, you can go in and select the specific settings for the different users that are on your computer. So you could go in and tweak specifically the different system settings that you want to block people from running. So if you wanted your mother only to run Winamp, you could actually go in here and say, don't run specified Windows applications, and then you would be able to enable this and then list all the disallowed applications, and you would put explorer.exe in there. Of course, that's going to block her from a lot of other functionality in Windows because Explorers is the shell that makes Windows run. So it's running Windows, and when we say shell, when you're in Windows, let's pull up the processes. We right-click the taskbar, select Task Manager, and it tells us all the things that are running in the background. Explorer.exe needs to run, just like in Windows 98 and Windows Millennium Edition and Windows 95. Explorer.exe is the thing that makes Windows. So again, the GP edit, and you can navigate through there, and as you see, as I said, this is really a powerful tweaking tool. Be careful, okay? All you guys out there in television land, don't go changing settings willy-nilly. If you don't know what you're turning on and off, you could end up really, messing up Windows and causing a reinstallation. But Garrett, it sounds like you do have full control over that computer. I'm telling you, the easiest way may not be necessarily the safest way, because as I said, my caveat, be careful when you're changing settings here, but this is probably going to be the easiest tool for you to use. And everybody out there, if you're looking for a great Tweak UI replacement that comes with Windows XP, the Group Policy Editor is it. And again, we have the instructions in our newsletter. Make sure you get that, techtv.com/call-for-help, because it's very, very, very important to get our newsletter, because I don't want to have to keep mailing things out when people ask. Even though I like doing it, it's just you can do it yourself. It happens a lot quicker. Right now, it's time for another electrifying edition of the Lightning Round.
What a cool graphic. All right, that's right. It's time to find out what Chris really knows. I'm holding 20 questions in my hand. Let's see how many he can answer in 90 seconds. Chris, you ready?
Oh, yeah. I ate my Wheaties today. Breakfast of geeks.
Okay, start the clock now. What is a head crash?
A head crash, that's what happens when your drive fails, your disk drive fails. It basically won't work anymore.
All right, true or false? PC is to Mac what Caterpillar is to Butterfly?
I don't know if that's really a fair comparison. You're talking about two different types of systems where, well, wait, actually, a Macintosh could be determined as a PC or a personal computer. It's just that we tend to say IBM clones are PCs, whereas Macintosh. I really don't know the answer.
Okay, what was your SAT score?
I actually never took the SAT because I didn't have to. It being from Iowa and getting accepted to all the state institutions there, I went to UNI, University of Northern Iowa, go Panthers. I had to take the ACT, and I ended up getting a 24.
Nice. In the chat room, what does BRB mean?
That means you better say excuse me. No, it actually stands for be right back.
Right. What's better, inkjet or laser?
Depends on what you're printing. If you want to do a lot of colors and a lot of photos, inkjet. If you want to do a lot of black printing, go with laser. It's a lot quicker and a lot more cost effective.
Cool. Is Apple back?
Oh yeah, that new iMac kicks butt.
What are wares, spelled with a Z at the end?
Wares. Those would be illegal downloads, or someone has uploaded registered software to the net and you can download it, and that's not a good thing to do.
What is a nag screen?
Oh, it'd be like if you ran a piece of shareware application that hadn't been registered, it'd pop up saying, hey, you need to register this thing, or it'd pop up intermittently, or it would nag you. A good place to get around that is going to nonags.com. All the software there is not nagged.
All right. What does the I in iMac stand for?
I don't know.
Well, Brett says internet.
Right. Yeah, that's why iPod and it probably stands for innovation, knowing Steve Jobs.
All right. Good job today, Chris.
Thank you, Kat.
Woohoo!
Right now, it's time to test your tech knowledge with our daily quiz. Head over to techtv.com/call for help. Click on the quiz, which is a lot easier than taking the SAT. Answer correctly, you'll be in the running for a Call for Help t-shirt. But this isn't it. Apparently, I'm going to be mummified. Here's today's quiz. What was the last year's average SAT score? Was it 800, 960, 1020, or 90210? Hey, yeah, like my sideburns. 90210.
Gina? You know, when I was first hired, we didn't have all these fancy integrated systems. Our sales program wasn't even linked with accounting. Warehouse platform in Chicago wasn't linked to anything, not even shipping. Back then, orders took days. Now, they just take hours.
Wow, how long have you been working here?
A couple of months now.
When software quickly connects all your business systems, that's 1 degree of separation. That's business with .NET from Microsoft.
Bob Vila tells homeowners how to get out from under credit card debt.
Hi, I'm Bob Vila, and these are offers to get credit cards. It's pretty easy to get them, not so easy to get out from under the bills. How many credit card bills do you get each month? 3, 5, more? And how much interest are you paying? 16, 18%? Do you even know? And don't be fooled by introductory rates that only last a few months. You can eliminate those bills. You can stop paying that high interest. Here's how. Just call Home 123. The loan counselors at Home 123 will show you how to turn your high-interest credit card bills into one bill that's probably a lot less than you're paying now. And the interest may even be tax-deductible, unlike credit card interest. Imagine just one bill a month and money left in your pocket. So, if you own your own home, call Home 123 right now and discover how to get rid of all those credit card bills. Call 1-800-HOME-123 or visit us on the web at home123.com. It's how to get the money you need.
Joining one of the...
Now you can enjoy fresh vegetables and beautiful flowers without all the back-breaking work. Just call for our free Troy-Bilt Great Gardens catalog with exciting information on the Troy-Bilt Bronco and our full line of tillers. The amazing Troy-Bilt Bronco works rich organic matter into your soil for magnificent gardens and delicious vegetables. And Troy-Bilt tillers are built to last with cast iron and bronze gear-driven transmissions. No wonder we offer a limited lifetime warranty. And now for a limited time, get free financing, free shipping, and a free bumper attachment on select hardworking Troy-Bilt tillers. Learn more about the rugged Troy-Bilt Bronco. Call for our free Troy-Bilt Great Gardens catalog, loaded with gardening tips and expert advice.
For details on the entire line of Troy-Bilt tillers, call toll-free 1-800-720-1900 or log on to www.troybilt.com for 24-hour ordering.
Computer Fair is back this Saturday and Sunday with hundreds of exhibitors slashing prices beyond belief.
I got a really great deal on a 64 meg AGP GeForce 2 for $58.
Today I got a case, power supply, a couple of DVDs, and a fan.
Find more than you could in 100 stores: computers, printers, monitors, multimedia, modems, memory, software, books, supplies, furniture, thousands of games, and much more at a fraction of the price. Computer Fair, Saturday and Sunday at the Fairplex in Pomona. Admission is only $7.
Much like a fine automobile, your PC often needs to check up. It needs a checkup to make sure that everything is happy-go-lucky. And Kat, I believe you have some online tools that can help.
I sure do. My computer was acting strange.
Uh-oh.
And so I decided to just find out a little bit more about it with these cool websites.
Ooh, sounds nice.
Yeah, I'm so excited. Okay, the first thing I actually wanted to know was I was trying to connect with someone using NetMeeting, and I didn't know what my IP address was. So I found this website, ipchicken.com, and basically you just go there, and it pulls up your IP address. Easy as pie.
All right. And, of course, an IP address would be a number that's assigned to your machine when you're connected to the Internet. Everybody has a unique IP address.
Yes. So you just come to IP Chicken. Voila. Okay. The next thing I wanted to do was download some content, but I didn't know how long it was going to take. I didn't know what my connection speed looked like. I wanted to know.
Yeah. You wanted to see if you were getting the most out of your Internet connection.
Yeah, because it costs $50 a month.
Wow.
Yeah, so I wanted to see how it stacked up. So I came to, this is off the CNET website. The link is in the article. Okay. It's called a bandwidth meter.
All right.
And basically what you do is you enter in your area code, what kind of connection you have, your internet service provider is optional, and then you click go, and it asks you to run this little doodad, and then it brings up this screen.
Wow. So
here we are.
If that looks like we're in between some type of DSL connection, so it looks like we're doing okay.
Right.
Oh, and look, it's got an other providers button, too, if you're not doing okay.
Right. So you can bail your provider.
Okay.
Which I know a lot of people like to do because it's just a shady business. Okay, the next thing, I hear you guys always talking about doing your scan disk and figuring out if you have to do defrag and yada, yada, yada. So I learned that if you go to PCPitstop.com, you can do this little disk health check.
Ooh.
It's up here in the top left-hand corner, and you click on that, and then it'll take you to a screen much like this. And it tells me that my fragmentation is disk 0, file 0,
That's good.
No action necessary. So maybe you can explain a little bit about what they're
Oh, yeah. When data is written to the hard drive, essentially it's written all over the disk. And, of course, that creates fragmentation. So, like, one Word document may actually be in, like, 13 parts of your disk. And what defragging does essentially takes those different parts and puts them all together again so that it's quicker to be accessed. And that way, Windows will work more efficiently with that. And,
Good.
well, the scan disk part of it is, do you want to hear that?
Yes, I do.
Okay, I was going to tell you anyway.
Tell me.
It's essentially a way to check to see that there's consistency on your disk. So as the files are all over the place, Windows may think the file is going to be in one place and then it's not in that place, and so it has to fix itself, and that's kind of what ScanDisk does.
All right, so this is telling me that I'm all good.
Yeah.
And if it said bad, then this website will also give you some resources of what to do and how to fix it. Yeah, fascinating. And you'll find all the details on our website. The address is techtv.com/call-for-help.
Oh, thank you.
You're welcome.
I better run a diagnostic on my PC, too. I know I don't do it often enough.
Yeah, you should.
Hey, April 15th is something I like doing not often enough. It's just around the corner because it's tax time. Good thing our finance guru, Tiffany Bass-Bucco from MsMoney.com is here, and she's going to show us some great online resources and tell us about some of the things you can write off to save money. When Call for Help continues.
Coming this April to TechTV. For the first time on television, TechTV's 2002 Technology Festival. A month of amazing television about the technology impacting your life. And gadget giveaways every day, all month long. From communication to transportation, from medical breakthroughs to the world of sports, technology is changing the way we live, work, and play. And TechTV is the television network that covers it all. And during TechTV's 2002 Technology Festival, you'll see it all like never before. Also in April, don't miss TechTV's great gadget giveaway. Every day, all month long, a new chance to win flat panel monitors, PDAs, digital cameras, and more. It's all part of TechTV's 2002 Technology Festival, coming this April, only on TechTV.
Rugged, tough. The Rhino is built to take grueling off-road abuse. Its protective exterior can withstand almost anything thrown at it. And so can Rhino Lining's Tough Stuff truck bed liners.
I use my truck to make a living hauling gravel and scrap metal. But I still want it to look great when the day's over.
If you work your truck hard, then you need a Rhino lining sprayed-on polyurethane lining to protect your truck bed. With over 600 dealers around the globe, Rhino Linings is the world's leading sprayed-on liner company. Their Tough Stuff liner, sprayed on up to a quarter-inch thick, is virtually indestructible polyurethane that won't crack, peel, or warp. And like the Rhino's tough hide, Tough Stuff's durable surface can take almost anything you can throw at it. Its unique non-skid surface was made for hauling. But unlike plastic liners, which don't stop truck bed rust, a Rhino lining protects your investment permanently, keeping your truck bed looking almost new.
My father's first truck cost $1,600. This one costs $30,000. That's why I depend on a Rhino lining to keep my truck bed looking new.
A Rhino lining only takes a few hours to apply, and it's warranted by your dealer for as long as you own your truck. But unlike the Rhino, it's available in many colors, not just gray. A Rhino lining can even be custom color matched to your truck. So if you really want to protect your truck's value, get a Rhino liner, the incredible spray-on bed liner warranted by your dealer for as long as you own your truck. Keep your truck's bed looking almost as new as the day you brought it home. Call or log on right now. We'll send you a free brochure, a sample of Tough Stuff, and give you the name of the Rhino Linings dealer nearest you. Call now.
You can really help. Please tell me you can help. Hey, I'm sitting here with Tiffany Bass-Bucco, the founder of MsMoney.com, and today we're going to talk about some things that you can write off and that I can write off, and how online resources that can help with this terrible taxes. I'm never going to get through it. I hate taxes so much. Is there a way to really put this bad time of the year in proper perspective?
Well, it's not surprising that with April 15th looming that people start to get very overwhelmed.
Yeah.
And what's important to do is to relax, take your time, do a little research in advance. Now, with a bevy of resources on the internet, it makes it so much easier. I mean, you probably remember when you actually had to drive down to the post office or library and get publications and forms. Now,
yeah,
it's all at your fingertips. Not only that, but tax tips, how to scrape money off your bill, all this cool stuff's on the internet.
Okay. Is there any way to bring levity to that bevy?
Yeah, well, a good way to start, actually, is to go to a site like TaxMama.com. Now, TaxMama is something I'm quite gravitated to these days, since little baby Buccos due right around tax day.
Look at that.
So,
oh, really?
Yes, he is.
It gives an all new meaning to the deadline. I take it you can't really extend it this year.
Well, I'd have to say I'm doing my taxes a little earlier this year. I've been known to wait till midnight on April 15th to drop it off, but I'm learning my lesson.
Is Tax Mama then for pregnant tax people?
No. Tax Mama kind of does it with a warm and fuzzy mother's touch.
Okay.
It's a great place you can go, like, for some tax funnies, like we talked about. Let's start with a little levity and get some humor about tax time. But it also it also has great FAQs, tools you can use to calculate your taxes, a newsletter, and even updated IRS news.
Ooh. Yeah, because every year they change the tax laws. That's always important to stay on top of.
It's hard to stay on top of it, so every year you do need to go back and do a little bit of research.
All right. Okay, so that's the fun part. I bet we have to start getting into the whole, now what do we do with things? And we were talking about the IRS. They have a website?
Of course. Most people probably know about the IRS.gov site. They just relaunched. It's supposed to be easier for the average person to find what they need.
Do you think so? Do you think that?
Well, it's nice that if you look at their site, you go through their contents and you see they break it out at least by individuals. So you don't need to know stuff if you're a business, if you're just an individual, or if you're a charity or nonprofit. You can go right to your section and you don't feel like you're getting lost. And the navigation is easier.
Oh, it's good. How much traffic does it get normally around tax time?
Well, believe it or not, this year they're expecting about 2 billion hits.
Whoa!
Between January and April.
And when we talk about hits, that's
pretty huge.
Is that page impressions or just like
hits is like all the different combination of graphics and text.
Okay.
But 2 billion's a pretty huge number.
I think that's about 1.99999 billion more than we get.
Than the average site. Yeah, I'd say so too.
Okay, and what can be done specifically on the IRS's website?
Well, as I mentioned before, getting forms and publications is so easy. You can just search for them and type them in.
Okay.
But they also have information, tax stats. You can file. through the IRS. There's a lot of really great things you can do.
And let's say, well, you don't really like the IRS. I've yet to meet someone who really loves them. Are there any other good tax information sites that are out there?
Well, it's nice to go to some alternative sites. Like Fool.com is one of my favorite because they take a complicated subject such as finances and certainly taxes, which can be quite dry and boring, and really put kind of a nice friendly touch to it. And you can read all about the different categories they have. For example, if you're about to have a baby, you might go to the marriage and family section and look under that what it means. You know, do I get a tax deduction for little baby Buku now? Hopefully, since I'm trying to save a little extra money.
So you're going to try to hit that angle. You're really trying to write off your baby?
I think that's the idea. First it was the marriage, now it was the baby, and then, you know, the education and whatnot.
Oh, wow. That's great. No, and you said that it's good information. It's a way to find a way to save money. Are there any resources that are specifically driven for people that are looking for all the advantages of saving money? You know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah, well, there's a lot of places you can go to kind of cut money off your tax bill.
Okay.
And so what are your deductions and those type of things.
All right.
The Fool has information like that. And certainly Quicken.com and HRR Block and some of the famous ones, you can go there too.
What about online filing? Where could you do that?
Well, I particularly like TaxBrain because I'm looking at a site that's easy to use. You can come here. They have an online demo.
Oh.
It's self-paced. So you can just go through and click one step at a time, and they actually walk you through how easy it is to file online. And I think that's really important for a lot of people because it can seem overwhelming. You're thinking, oh my goodness, here I'm digitally sailing my return back to Uncle Sam, and what if it doesn't get there? So this will walk you through step by step in a nice, easy interface, and I particularly like it.
Okay, I'm not pregnant. Neither is my wife. What are some other things that we could write off? Do you have any good tips?
Actually, there's quite a few changes this year that have come about. For example, what you may not have thought about is if you're a technology professional or you love technology and you wanted to buy some new equipment, this year for 2002, you can now write off $24,000 in equipment.
Whoa.
If you're self-employed or you have a small business on the side, last year, if you're going to go and do it for 2001, it was about $20,000. So that's a lot. You can buy a lot of equipment and digital cameras and things like that.
Even PDAs?
Anything that relates to your small business or your job, you can write off.
I think I'm going to go be buying a lot of equipment like today for next year's taxes. That's a lot of money to save. Of course, you've got a resource, MsMoney.com. What are people going to be able to find there?
Well, we have a lot of information on that. For example, we have other tax tips where you can get deductions, like you can deduct health insurance, which you may have not known. A lot of tech people have become unemployed lately. And all of a sudden, that health insurance bill comes really high. So this year, you can deduct up to 70% of it. Last year, for 2001, it was 60.
What about student loans?
Student loans is another thing. You might decide to go back to school. Maybe you're working part-time when you had a full-time job. And now, for 2002, you can deduct up to $2,500 of interest, possibly, for the first 5 years of loan. And for 2001, it was $2,000.
What if I'm not interested in my student loans? Because I'm not.
Well, you'll have to take that up with the government.
Thank you, Tiffany, once again, and congratulations again, and we hope that goes well, and we hope to have you back, too. And maybe you can even bring in Baby Buko.
Yeah, well, you know, how do we save for the future for our babies? Next show.
You're doing so well. You're producing yourself.
There we go.
Thank you so much. Again, be sure to visit our website, techtv.com/call-for-help. Tiffany has written a great article for us, as usual. It's full of links to all of these sites and a whole lot more, so check it out. We've got a lot more help up our sleeves, among arm hair, and a free file and more of your live calls, so stay tuned.
About to make love, this is not a time for a careful disquisition on the biomechanics of arousal. Shh, you'll break the spell. Don't want to interrupt important things with science at all times. And I appreciate that. And I think a lot of people think that. I'm sullying a sort of sacred precinct by even talking about how science could explain creativity or the mind or ethics or any of these wonderful things.
I'm Dan Dennett. I'm a philosopher. I'm interested in how the mind works. And for me, that means I'm interested in the science of how the mind works and how we might actually create something like a mind, and how nature has created something like a mind, how it could have evolved in the first place. I think the ultimate question each of us asks is, what am I and what am I here for? What's the meaning of life? We're making a lot more progress on the first question, what am I, than on the second. But I think we can see that the good answers to what is the meaning of life depend on getting clear about what we are and how we got here. When I was a freshman, I read Descartes' Meditations, Cogito ergo sum. He said, the one thing that's really certain is that I'm thinking and that I am conscious of my thought. When I think I know that I am. Cogito ergo sum. And I was immediately struck by how brilliant it was and how wrong it was. I never had a moment's hesitation it was wrong. And the question was, well, if that's wrong, what's right? And I've been working on that ever since. When I wrote my first book, Content and Consciousness, back in the 60s, I suppose the fundamental feature of the perspective shift that I was trying to propose was a certain turning inside out of the ego, of the self, getting rid of the idea that I am some agent that sits in the middle of my brain and then runs the body like a puppeteer. And this has implications for how you do theory that are initially extremely counterintuitive. It means, for instance, that if you're doing a theory of vision, you have to break the idea that the product of vision is a picture in your head. Because if you've got a picture in your head, you've got to have some little guy looking at the picture. We have to move beyond that and realize that, no, there's no little picture in the head. What I saw was that you have to take the work that that little man in the brain does, and you have to distribute it around in the rest of the brain and the body. So you have to get rid of that showplace in between the ears where the little man sits, and that's a hard job, but that's the job I've been working on all these years. Right now, there are millions and millions, billions of little symbiont visitors inhabiting my body, and they're in my hair and my skin and my gut and swimming through my bloodstream. Oh, help, isn't that awful? But of course, most of them are entirely benign, and some of them I couldn't live without, and we're a happy team. And I suppose what I'm trying to do is to get people to think the same way about their brains. And there's nothing but mindless neurons in there. The factory is empty. There's no big boss in there at all. It is an unsettling thought, but you can get used to it. And once you do, you realize that that's what you are. It doesn't mean that you don't exist. It just means that's what you're made of. If I could give a prize for the single best idea anybody ever had, I'd give it to Darwin. Before Darwin, I think it just stood to reason for just about everybody that it takes a great, big, magnificent, wonderful, intelligent thing to make a lesser thing. You never see a pot making a potter. You never see a horseshoe making a blacksmith. It's always big, fancy, smart things making the stupid things. And Darwin turned that just upside down. Said, no, we can have an absolutely mindless, ignorant, mechanical process which generates minds. And then we could begin to see how the sorts of things that minds do, that is to say, designing things, creating things, inventive things, could be done by matter. So I would put Darwin as the opener of the age. And then I guess I'd jump to Turing, because Alan Turing is the one who then saw how to demonstrate mind arising out of matter. Turing saw that with great clarity right from the outset, back in 1949, when he published his classic piece, Can Machines Think? He was already thinking ahead to the world of artificial intelligence. He saw how you could eliminate the smart mind from processes that heretofore had always taken intelligence and create a machine which could take over simple human tasks of computation and, by imaginative extension, anything that any calculator or thinker could do. An algorithm is a procedure that requires no intelligence. It's just a mechanical procedure. And that's what our minds are made of. Lots of little bits doing very rigid, ungraceful, inflexible things. But when you put them together in enough numbers, in enough ways, the result you get is that wonderful, lifelike, mental world that we exhibit to ourselves and to others. A few years ago, I was interviewed for an Italian newspaper, and the headline was, Sì, abbiamo un'anima, ma è fatta di tanti piccoli robot. Yes, we have a soul, but it's made of lots of tiny robots.
Welcome to Call for Help. I'm Chris Pirillo. Are you ready to take that PC and make it a little more personal? Oh. Give us a call right now. So what can I help you with today? Don't look.
I have a question for you.
I've got an answer. Now, that sounds incredibly geeky. Isn't it unbelievable? James? Good. We're trying to channel James. Got a couple of recommendations for you. Humor. I'm in the mood to take another call.
Solving your computer problems every day. Call for Help. Live weekdays at 5, only on TechTV.
Discover your dreams. Explore the unknown. Imagine a new tomorrow. TechTV, the new television network about technology. TechTV, television about technology.
Big Thinkers is presented by Infiniti, makers of innovative, high-performance luxury vehicles.
The new 255 horsepower Infiniti i35 with the most powerful engine in its class. Don't blink. More power. More grace, more I, the new i35 from Infiniti.
Moo. If you're looking for a truly incredible computer, just call 1-800-GATEWAY and ask about the Gateway 700XL. Loaded with a blazing fast Intel Pentium 4 processor, both a CD and a DVD burner, an 18-inch flat panel monitor, and more, it's the most advanced computer Gateway's ever built. So call 1-800-GATEWAY for the award-winning 700XL today. That's 1-800-GATEWAY.
You are a cyberjock. You bid on memorabilia. You're addicted to fantasy football. You outscore your kids in the sports PC game. You need more memory, tough guy.
Fantasy freeze-up.
Don't let your system slow you down. A memory upgrade from Crucial.com can speed up your computer so you can keep up with the pros. You are a cyberjock. Crucial.com. The memory experts.
Technology. Best when shared. TechTV. Television about technology.
The idea that you can somehow boil a mind, a spirit down to brain activity is just deeply repugnant to many people. People want their minds to be beyond all measure. The idea that their minds are boringly finite is not attractive. And so people want to believe that there's more and more and more and more in their mind than any science can ever tell them. One of the problems of explaining consciousness is that people think they're conscious of a lot more than they actually are conscious of. So one of the first things you have to do before doing a good theory of consciousness is you have to beat consciousness back down to size. You have to get a proper account of what the phenomenon is. For instance, in vision, we tend to have the idea that we take in this whole wonderful world outside and have this inner replica of the whole world there somehow in our conscious mind. And that's just not true. So it seems that way, but it's just not true. We take in a lot less and we hold in our heads a lot less than we think. And I propose some experiments in Consciousness Explained that would dramatically reveal this. Change blindness is one of my favorite demonstrations to convince people that they don't know what they think they know about their own consciousness. If you show a person a picture and then distract them for just a brief fraction of a second, then show them a variation on that picture. You move something, you change the color of something. Very, very often, people will not be able to see that change at all. And one can show these pictures to people, A, B, A, B, A, B, with a little blank in between, and people just won't see the change. Everybody in the field knew, of course, that our vision is built up piecemeal from separate fixations. Your eyes move point to point to point to point. You pick up a glimpse here and a glimpse there. And they had the idea that these glimpses were used to sort of tile a plane, as if to fill in this region and then fill in that region and then fill in this other region. And that this built up in your head a glorious big picture with all those details captured by all those individual glimpses. But in fact, you take in a lot less than that. And that isn't all put together anywhere. It doesn't have to be all put together anywhere. All you have to do is just keep track of the things you need to keep track of to do the things you're doing. And the rest of it just isn't there. Well, I think what upsets people even more than the discovery that they don't know everything about their own minds, their own conscious minds, is the very idea that their mind might be a mechanism, that there isn't something magical about the mind, that it's just neurons doing their ultimately electromechanical things. One of my favorite artifacts is the British Seagull outboard motor, which is dead simple. And their motto is, what isn't there can't break. Much the same could be said about consciousness. What isn't there doesn't have to be explained. It's just not there. Putting your knowledge to the test in the real world is something that philosophers don't do much of. I saw a joke about philosophers that said that philosophers are the ones who say, we know it's possible in practice, we're trying to figure out if it's possible in principle. Philosophers are a very abstract profession, and we tend to live in a very rarefied atmosphere. And I think that what's different about me as a philosopher is that I fill my life with lots of hard, concrete, practical stuff, which is great fun in itself. It's just very satisfying to have lots of practical know-how and to use it, and to have to use it on a regular basis. almost 10 years ago, I found an extraordinary sort of pre-computer, pre-electronic robotic dog. We don't know who made it. We don't know even half the things that it does. For a number of years, off and on, when we can squeeze a few hours out, Seymour Pafford and I have been reverse engineering this marvel. It's a work of incredible ingenuity, just packed with wires and switches and curious devices. The sleuthing is, of course, half the fun. The basic appeal of robotics is we understand a process when we can make a model of it. So the idea of a robot is, let's see if we really understand what intelligence is, what thinking is, what perception is, and let's use as alien a medium as possible. Let's make it out of silicon and aluminum and glass instead of out of proteins, and we'll learn a lot about what the actual function of all those proteins is by seeing if we can mimic that function in other materials. Consider the question of whether roboticists could make a small robotic bird that could fly around in a room, land on a twig, catch insects on the fly. Incredibly difficult. Not because there's anything magical or mysterious about a bird doing that, it's just so complicated. So what you do instead is you break the problem down into parts and you do the parts. You make an airplane, you don't try to make a swallow. The same thing is true of making a humanoid robot. You break human intelligence down into parts. You make a system that can do this. Maybe you make a system that can answer questions or play chess or do 100 other things. And you learn a little bit about how we do it. I view artificial intelligence as a way of doing philosophy. When people ask me what philosophy is, I say philosophy is what you do when you don't know what the right questions are yet. Once you got the questions right, then you go answer them. And that's typically not philosophy. That's one science or another. Anywhere in life where you find that people aren't quite sure what the right questions to ask are, what they're doing then is philosophy.
You must all break out of your humdrum existences. The atom becomes the flower, becomes the ox, becomes the man. We all must change. The world needs change. You, sir, you must change.
Chevy Avalanche. The only vehicle that changes from an SUV to a pickup. There's also a Motor Trend's 2002 Truck of the Year.
Thank you. No, thank you.
Chevy Avalanche. Like a rock.
Your 401k. Time was, you never had to think about it. So when you changed jobs, you just assumed it was safe. Not so anymore. Roll over your 401k retirement savings to Morgan Stanley, and a financial advisor will guide you through a unique review process to help ensure that when you need your nest egg, it will still be there.
Hi, Mr. and Mrs. Miller.
How's the vacation planning going, Dad? Great.
Just the two of us. No kids, no house, no worries.
Change your search without using the back button. Another way Expedia makes it easy to find the trip you're looking for.
Expedia.com.
Oxygen. Tune in to the fastest growing network for women.
Your turn to play bad cop?
No.
Good cop and bad cop left for the day. I'm a different kind of cop.
What's a good cop?
What people want is to make it to their cars without getting mugged.
What's a bad cop?
If some cop roughs up some guy.
Too late, G-Man. Looks like you got some kind of third nag going down there.
It's don't ask, don't tell.
What's justice?
Mac is not a cop. He's Al Capone with a badge.
TV you'll never forget.
The police!
The Shield, coming this March to FX.
Do we have everything we need for this meeting?
It's all right here, sir.
Is your data backup as reliable as it should be?
Don't worry, sir. He told me everything.
Ours is. Bright Store Storage Software from Computer Associates.
Want to go out to the bear path? Why should we be good? The traditional answer is because God tells us to be good and God created us. Not an entirely satisfactory answer for, I think, most people. For many people it is. Well, if we're naturalists, if we think that we're a biological species that has evolved on this planet, according to the laws of nature, then at first it seems that there's just not going to be an answer to this question. There couldn't be. I think that's wrong. I think that one can see how we have evolved a perspective on ethical thinking. Many people are worried that a frankly materialistic understanding of this sort of the mind leads to moral nihilism of some sort. I don't believe that for a minute. It leads to a refounding of morality, ethics on a naturalistic basis. One has to understand how we as a species have evolved to the point where we have culture, where we then create ethical systems which we negotiate and reevaluate and achieve something like an equilibrium of agreement on how to live and why. And once we've got that naturalistic framework for ethics in place, the meaning of our acts is, if anything, clearer. Would it be dangerous for the people of Great Britain to start driving on the right tomorrow? Oh, yes. It would be carnage, unless it was very carefully planned, the way the Swedes did not so many years ago when they switched in a single weekend from driving on the left to driving on the right. Now, when Darwin came along, he proposed an inversion of the standard way of thinking that was much more dramatic than switching from driving on the left to driving on the right. And he didn't have Swedish bureaucrats to plan the move. So the world was hit with Darwin unprepared. And wherever you get these collision zones between the Darwinian inversion and the old pre-Darwinian non-inverted attitude, that's where you make problems. And that's where tempers flare up and where people misinterpret each other badly. Recently, the Pope has declared that evolution is a fact. But he then says, except for the human soul. You can't get, by Darwinian means, to the human soul. The way many non-religious people, many atheistical people say is, well, I can see how Darwinian processes can explain the evolution of design in the natural world, but I don't see how it can explain, the creativity of a Shakespeare or the insight of an Einstein. I don't see how it can explain the wondrous workings of the mind. Well, part of me wants to say, what amazing hubris. You say that algorithmic processes can explain a nightingale, but not an ode to a nightingale. You think an ode to a nightingale, a poem, is that much more wonderful than a real nightingale? You don't know enough about nightingales. If algorithmic processes can account for all the brilliant design that goes into making an actual nightingale, I think it can handle a poem, too. One of the noblest facts about human beings is that we'd like to have some way of expressing our gratitude for the world we live in. There's nobody to take our thanks. When I see a beautiful sunset or a fantastic scientific experiment or a lovely philosophical theory, I think, oh, thank you, thank you. It's so wonderful to have this in the world. I'm very grateful for this. Well, to whom can I be grateful? If I don't believe there's a big capital A author in the sky, if I don't believe there's a creator God, then there really is nobody to thank. Just my lucky stars. Well, that'll just have to do.
Different ways we could add sound. I'll play my old keyboards or a toy. No. Or I'll sample old records, bird calls of Guam, and input all that into my computer. The more interactive pieces I work on for the internet will be done in Director 8. But that's changing now with Flash 5. You're able to script a lot more interactive moves in Flash 5 now. Sometimes I like to take a lot of little sounds or little musical bites and bring them into Flash and actually compose using different layers and tracks within Flash. If I'm doing a MIDI sequence or actually composing music, I use Mark of the Unicorn's Digital Performer to sketch and compose and manipulate music. For this piece that I'm working on right here for Mumbleboy, mumbleboy.com, I made the Flash animation into a QuickTime, which is right here, and brought it into Digital Performer. And then I kind of scored this as a more traditional piece of animation in a more linear way, using Digital Performer with multiple tracks. I think this is like 17 tracks of sound. Usually you use MIDI and digital audio tracks side by side, but here I'm using no MIDI whatsoever. And after I was finished with it here in Digital Performer, I brought it into Flash and laid it out. A lot of the web animation that's out there now is kind of very experimental and wacky and not so mainstream. I'm interested in working on the projects that, kind of haven't been done yet, programming-wise or technology-wise as it pertains to the web.
You can learn more about LemJ by going to our website, techtv.com/audiophile. And when you're there, you'll also want to check out our Music Tech Archive. There you can find streaming tips, tricks, and reviews from past shows. Hey, welcome to my cubicle. Today I'm going to show you a program that'll get you acquainted with the basics of music production. This is Loop Labs. It's available from Crash Media, and you'll find it at looplabs.com. Now, this is a Flash-enhanced site. It is not a software program, which is great because you don't have to worry about memory or downloading a thing. Now, when you get to Loop Labs, you're going to find 7 tracks. This is exactly what a real mixing board looks like, complete with volume control and crossfaders. The initial page is going to come with some samples, but if I want to change those, no problem. I go to their music library, which they call the Loop Explorer, and there are many different samples to choose from. I stopped counting at 50. Now that you're familiarized with Loop Labs, let's play a little bit. Now, the basic principle of music production is layering. Layering your strings, your bass, your drums, and Loop Labs is going to show you how to do that. So basically, I'm going to grab bass 34, and put that in track 1. A lot of bass. I'm a big fan of the bass. Now I'm going to grab some keys and put that in track 2. And this beat is great, so I've got to play that one. Now I can save my custom beats in the mixer presets. There's more than 20 of those here. And I can also record my compositions and then play them back. Well, there it is. Lots and lots of fun. Now remember, if you're a musician, this stuff is old hat to you. But it's still definitely worth a look. And if you're a beginner, you're going to love it. You'll be hooked. I know I am. Coming up, we're on the road with the New Deal as they show us how they make their new album. Audiophile. We'll be right back.
We're bringing this brand new car around today. It's called the Pontiac 5.
Sounds like a party wagon.
How you guys like it?
I love it.
Yeah?
It's pretty fat, yeah?
It's a fantastic car.
I'm a vibe girl, yeah.
Big, oh, sweet. Look at that. AC connection? Yeah, it's awesome. I can see it zipping around town.
This is the road trip mobile.
Look at this.
I like that. It sounds sharp.
I like the silver.
Control, circles.
It's built real tight, you know? This is my kind of ride.
Meet the new Pontiac 5. Reckless, the most exciting, technically demanding, an amazing-looking driving game ever made. Take down the Japanese mafia on the streets of Hong Kong. 14 different vehicles, 20 different missions. It takes a lot of skill to drive this bad whip. Reckless, rip up the streets, rub out the mob. New and only on Xbox. Rated T for teen.
Moo. For an incredible bargain on a computer, just call 1-800-GATEWAY, because right now you can get a Gateway 300 SE desktop fully loaded with an Intel Celeron processor, CD burner, and a monitor, all for just $5.99. That's right, a Gateway computer with a CD burner and a monitor for just $5.99. But hurry, this deal won't last forever, so call 1-800-GATEWAY today. That's 1-800-GATEWAY.
Now you can enjoy fresh vegetables and beautiful flowers without all the back-breaking work. Just call for our free Troy-Bilt Great Gardens catalog with exciting information on the Troy-Bilt Bronco and our full line of tillers. The amazing Troy-Bilt Bronco works rich organic matter into your soil for magnificent gardens and delicious vegetables. And Troy-Bilt tillers are built to last with cast iron and bronze gear-driven transmissions. No wonder we offer a limited lifetime warranty. And now, for a limited time, get free financing, free shipping, and a free bumper attachment on select hard-working Troy-Bilt tillers. Learn more about the rugged Troy-Bilt Bronco. Call for our free Troy-Bilt Great Gardens catalog, loaded with gardening tips and expert advice.
For details on the entire line of Troy-Bilt tillers, call toll-free 1-800-720-1900 or log on to www.troybilt.com for 24-hour ordering.
Today on TechTV, writers, radicals, futurists, innovators. Meet the most fascinating minds of our time on Big Thinkers. Today at 5, 4 Central, only on TechTV, television about technology.
Audiophile.
6 months ago, Canadian trio The New Deal set out on a mission to build their own mobile recording unit and capture the sound and energy from their innovative live shows. Audiophile caught up with them during a tour stop in San Francisco.
First, the live instrument creates the music, the DJ samples the live musician, and now we're trying to emulate somewhat what the DJ produces from sampling the live musician. So it's like come around full circle.
Hello.
I'm Jamie Shields, and I play keyboards. I play bass in the New Deal.
I'm the Vice President of Percussive Solutions.
We pretty much are connected at the hip musically. Like, we just have to look at one another and, really not have to say anything.
How I define the New Deal sound would be taking the energy of house music, electronic music, and expanding on that.
Our creative element in our performance was best when we played live. We decided to try and capture that. We had recorded about 60 shows from our winter and spring tour, which was ended up being about 120 hours of music.
We learned a lot of things along the way, everything from like how we mic the drums, because that's a huge thing. Is because you're dealing with house music is very precise, perfect, tonally, sonically, everything's perfect. To be able to recapture that in a live setting was a bit of a task.
The record's called The New Deal. The way the music had been created and the way it was performed to us was all very New Deal. It's 14 tracks on it, very New Deal. We recorded it on a 16-track machine with a tape operator we brought out on the road.
And we took that raw material and listened back and see what we liked from 45 shows. We recorded everything on the CDR and referenced back into that, then find little moments we liked.
We multi-track recorded them, so we had, in theory, the same kind of independent control over every instrument that one would have in the studio.
We brought our own mics, 16 mics, our own snakes, effects, 2 DA88 digital audio machines.
They were simply mic pre's, so they didn't have any equalizers, they didn't have any compression. Ironically, they're called true audio. They were the true representation of whatever they were hearing on stage, no coloration.
We mixed it onto an SSL J series board, and with about 35 million different outboard effects.
The gates that were in the mixing board that we ran everything through in the final stage, what they allowed us to do was to isolate as best as possible the sounds that we wanted to actually retain from any given track and get rid of a lot of unwanted noise.
We transferred a lot of the music that we liked into either Pro Tools or Digital Performer.
The audio interface that you can connect to this allows you to do is to work in higher sampling rates and greater bit depths.
We used the effects and all the plugins to our best advantage towards the end, making it tasteful, but also making it, pushing the envelope a little bit.
What I'm actually doing here right now is the 2 mix of all the instrumental that was already done and as a safety, and then the new vocals I'm affecting in any number of ways, including using the plugin that made Cher $1 million, which is this one right here, which is called the Antares Auto Tuner. It is, in theory, a studio in a box. So if you're going to record your record on the road, I would recommend something that is portable and is easy to set up so that you're not, when you're tired, going to decide, oh, you know what, today let's just not bother setting it up.
We're all very proud of the record. We think it's a great record, and we think we succeeded in what we set out to do.
Make music, don't just spin it.
And here's the end result. The New Deal's stunning 12-track high-octane CD, The New Deal on Jive Records, and the band launched their 2002 North American tour early this year. Now, here's a look at what's coming up on the next Audiophile.
Next week on Audiophile, hear the history of hip-hop from the Godfather himself, Grandmaster Flash.
That's it for this edition of Audiophile, but if there's anything you missed on the show, you can go to our website, techtv.com/audiophile, and while you're there, be sure to check out our all-new comprehensive guide to free downloadable audio software.
Free. And those emails, we love them. So please keep them coming. Our email address is audiophile@techtv.com. And that's the end of the show. Thanks for watching.
Today on Fresh Gear, we've got a sneak peek at the high-tech toys from the annual Toy Fair for all you kids at heart. We'll road test the new e-bikes down the streets of San Francisco, see how traders are using handhelds on the exchange floor, and why soon they'll be handling your investments virtually. Plus, a review of PC tablets. And for you sports fans, it's NASCAR season, and we've got the tech behind the broadcast. Next on Fresh Gear. Hello, I'm Sumi Das, and welcome to Fresh Gear, your source for cool new tech trends and high-tech gadgets. Our first story is for all you kids at heart. We recently traveled to the Big Apple for the 2002 International Toy Fair. We played with educational toys, robots, and just plain fun stuff.
So should we start this going and then talk a little bit more while it's running?
Right.
So you're actually running this in software. So we're just actually showing this. So it's actually going to scan each of the faces right now.
We did the scanning part
that's been pre-done
earlier. So what we're doing now is just executing the solution, and with any luck, it's going to work.
So basically, it's got two sets of handles and three sets of handles that move it around. How did you come up with this idea? What was the
Well,
did you wake up in the middle of the night and think to myself, I can solve a Rubik's Cube with Legos?
And anyone who's at all into sort of tech trivia has a Rubik's Cube kicking around their house. And I was actually in a neighbor's house and saw this Rubik's Cube, kicking around there totally unsolved. And was like, have you ever solved it? No, I have not. And then I was thinking, and neither have I. And there were really two options. One was to go out and get a book and learn how to do it and spend, a couple of weeks doing that. And the other was to do what I thought was going to be a couple of weeks and make a Lego robot to do it.
Mm-hmm.
And it turned out to be more like a 4-month project. It was far more complicated than I initially thought it was going to be.
Why was it so complicated to work out?
There were really 3 factors. One was that Lego is kind of bendy.
Mm-hmm.
What I was looking for was something that would kind of kung fu the cube back into one piece.
You used to see those people on the television shows who would just be like...
Right. And as you can see, this is more of a sort of Tai Chi.
It's very gentle.
Slow and gentle thing. The next problem was that I was pretty sure that there was going to be some... there was going to be some software out there for doing the color recognition, and there really wasn't. And that made it difficult because I had to write this color software from scratch. And then secondly, the Lego camera is not, it's a great little webcam, but it's not an industrial unit. And it turns out that the thing that determines whether video color recognition works really well is the quality of your camera.
Got it.
So,
because you can see where it's like, that's supposed to be orange.
Right.
And those are white, and some of the yellows are a little funky too. So I noticed that you said there was the Rubik's Cubes are so stiff, and we actually saw it sort of jam up before.
Right.
You had to lubricate the Rubik's Cube?
Yeah, there's a guy called Lars Petrus in Sweden, who I think is the Swedish Rubik's Cube champion. And he had... Oops. He had done this speed cubing page where he'd given all kinds of tips for loosening up cubes. And indeed, apparently the new cubes are stickier than the old cubes. I'm not sure whether this is just people have had their cubes for so many years that they've got nice and worn in.
So you actually levered them open, torqued them open.
Yeah, I had to do that. It's kind of interesting how the Rubik's Cube is built, and it's essentially a spider of 6 pins.
Almost looks like a jack.
Right, exactly, like from a game of jacks. And those things are held in place and tensioned under springs. And to get the springs loose enough, I had to kind of ram some plastic knives in there between the faces of the cubes and leave it overnight. It was kind of nervous making it at that point, so I told a bunch of people that I was going to try and make this Lego robot, and it's like when you say you're going to give up smoking or something, and then if you don't, people really...
Everybody's sort of edging on you. When are you going to do it? When are you going to do it?
Giving it a hard time.
So how long in all did it take to do the whole, from conception to actually solving your first cube?
It was really incremental. I got a kind of working thing that was finished in about April, and it just wasn't quite as good as I would have liked it to have been. Plus, at that point, you had to input the cube state manually, which demanded knowing Singmaster notation, which is this kind of totally obscure British way of representing the cube.
Sure.
I wanted something that was a little bit more general than that, so I had to write this color recognition software, as I think I said, from scratch. Altogether, it probably took about 6 months. I mean, it's a spare time thing. I didn't sort of sit in the lab for 6 months trying to crack it.
So I guess there actually was some code to actually solve the Rubik's Cube once you recognized
it. Oh, yeah, it was great. There's a guy called Michael Reed, who's a professor. He's a visiting professor at the University of Massachusetts in Boston. And some suboptimal code that he'd sent someone turned up on the web. Apparently, he didn't know this was on the web until I contacted him. It had been posted on an FTP site that I didn't know. But I'd taken that and then ported it to essentially to visual C, to make an OCX. Because what I wanted was some kind of software that everyone could...
We've actually already got one side of space. It looks like about to be two sides. Is it almost done?
Yeah, I think it's almost done.
So
it's just going to have to change it into an orientation where it can get to these two slices.
So we're going to finish that off. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to check back in a couple minutes to see if the Rubik's Cube status right after the break. In the meantime, check our website at thescreensavers.com for JP's detailed account of how he made Lego Mindstorms into the Cube Solver, because you can do it too. And you know what? If you're a student or an instructor and you'd like to become involved in cable in the classroom, please email us at cic@techtv.com or visit us on the web at www.techtv.com.
Make thescreensavers.com your homepage. In Internet Explorer, drag the Internet shortcut over the home icon. Then click, yes, I want to make thescreensavers.com my homepage, wouldn't you? Then sit back and enjoy your fabulous new homepage.
Welcome back to the Screensavers. I'm Patrick Norton. We'd tell you the joke, but we'd be fired if we did.
And I'm Martin Sargent. Thanks a lot for joining us. Let's check in with the Rubik's Cube robot. Looks like the project is complete. Took the robot about 7 minutes. Of course, I can do it in about 2.5. I'm pretty amazed by that.
Get the extra Rubik's Cube. Give it to Marty. Let's see this 2.5-minute solution.
Well, when I'm not doing the TV show, I can do it. All right, I'll do it.
2.5 minutes.
The following program is a paid advertisement for the Internet Treasure Chest, brought to you by the N70 Corporation.
You remember watching pirate movies as a kid and fantasizing about finding buried treasure?
Come on, I know you've dreamt of finding an old map, digging for the treasure, and striking it rich.
Well, some dreams really do come true.
And in the next few minutes, we're going to prove it by uncovering some of the richest treasures of our time.
The treasures of the Internet.
The internet business is truly like no other business. It's so exciting to walk in the morning, turn on your computer, and see all the sales that have just came in just overnight.
Here's one of my sales logs. $50, $50, $25, $37.
I can make in one day what a normal person at a full-time job can make in a week.
The best part of owning your own internet business, I think, is the freedom. The absolute freedom to be your own boss.
What I really like about my online business is that I only spend 20 minutes a day working on it, but it brings money in 24 hours a day.
Last year, I made around $70,000 with my internet business, and this year it's going to be more.
Would you like to be your own boss, have more free time, and make more money? Well, thanks to the amazing new Internet Treasure Chest, you can have your own incredible internet business set up and ready to make.
Intel name, AOL, Microsoft XP, and as seen on TV PC and TigerTV.com's low prices, it's a bargain that absolutely can't be beat. Whether you'll want one for school, home business,
though they are quite visible. The city, which has become a major center for cheap drugs in the Northwest, has decided that punishment alone is not the answer to its growing problem. See for yourself if their approach is working, as we spend 3 weeks on the streets with these lost children. For them, drugs are a way of life, and spare change can mean survival. Their language is raw, and where we could, we've left it that way.
Television about technology.
Stargazing has never been easier. Find out how on Home Tech.
Home Tech is presented by GMC. From professional-grade people come professional-grade SUVs.
They all laugh at Christopher Columbus when he said the world was round. They all laugh when Edison recalled.
So who is Motor Trend's 2002 Sport Utility of the Year? The GMC Envoy. Those who say America can't compete, don't take test drives. We are professional grade.
Whoa, 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 who's got the last laugh now?
The
ETX90EC from Meade is an ultra-portable telescope with push-button electronic control. It has a focal length of 1,250 meters and can focus on objects as near as 12 feet away. It comes with an included remote to control some of the basic functions, but the optional AutoStar controller has over 30,000 celestial objects in its database. Once you've entered your location into the AutoStar, you can punch in any astronomical object you'd like to see. Push Go To, and the telescope will move to the object. You can also punch in a quick and easy alignment, and the telescope will follow celestial objects as they move across the sky. The Meade ETX90EC sells for $500, and the AutoStar goes for $100.
Today's business thought. Looking for a more secure path for your data? Look to WorldCom, provider of worry-free security from more locations worldwide than any other IP network. Do you really need that much security? Only if you plan on sleeping. Want confidence? Get WorldCom.
There are many services running by default on installations of Windows NT 2000 and XP, and we have found out there's a service running that lets spammers, or could let spammers, bombard you with messages. Now, Kevin Rose, you all know, he's usually over there in the NetCam Cineplex, but he's the guy who found this, and people probably don't know this about you, Kevin, but you're a very sophisticated computer user. You run servers at home, you play with Linux, and how did you find this hole?
Well, just playing around with a couple friends. You know, we like to take apart computers, just hack them, get into them. And playing around with Chris Krause from the IT department, good friend of mine, and just started playing around and actually started spamming some machines.
You found something called the net send command. Now show us how this works. This is I'm a home user somewhere on the network. You're a guy who wants to send some spam. You've opened a DOS prompt. Now this is in Windows NT 2000 or XP. Show us the command.
Okay. Well, the command is net send.
Net space send and then an IP address. Yeah.
Right. Which is this machine here, which is I'm going to spam.
So you need to know my IP address.
Right.
And then that's the message. Visit xyz.com.
Right. Just a generic message, but you can put anything you want.
Do it to me, baby.
There you go.
Watch. And as soon as he hit return on that machine, it went out over the network. And this doesn't have to be in a local network. This could be anywhere on the internet, right?
Correct.
And it sent this message. Message from hacker. Notice, by the way, your identity is hidden.
Completely hidden.
On my IP address at this date and time, visit xyz.com. So that's a little spam that you just sent to my computer.
Now, you weren't in any type of email program. You weren't in any type of
Nothing's running.
Chat program. Nothing running.
Just Windows.
Pops up. Correct.
All right, let's talk. We're going to come over here. We're going to talk a little bit about how this could be used by somebody who doesn't have your best interests at heart.
Okay.
So what's involved here?
Well, the first thing you have to do is you have to do a port scan to find out which machines can be hacked.
You need my IP address. You can't do it without it.
Right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a range of IP addresses and run a port scan for port 139.
Now, this is open on a lot of machines. This is the NetBIOS port.
Correct.
Okay.
And anytime that the messenger service is turned on, it'll be found at that port number.
Is messenger service turned on by default?
Yes, it is. On 98, 2000, or
NT 2000.
NT 2000 XP.
So if you have an XP box, chances are this port, this messenger service is on right now.
It is right now.
Regardless of whether you're on a corporate network. So you scan it. The software comes back with people who that's turned on?
Right. Basically, you'll send a scan out to all these machines.
Yep.
Certain machines will come back. Now, machines like Linux and Mac machines, they might have that port closed.
Right.
Because they're not going to have that service turned on.
Right.
But for the majority of machines, you're going to get the message coming back saying this machine can now receive an attack.
So this software is going to give me a list of machines that are open.
Exactly.
Now what do I do?
Now you dump into a batch file.
All the IP addresses.
All the IP addresses, along with the command in front of it.
The net space send.
Net space send, the IP address that's open, and then the spam message that you want to send.
Now, not only could this be used for spam, but you can send so many messages, you can effectively shut my machine down, right?
If I bombard your machine with so many messages, you're going to have like a denial of service attack.
That's a denial of service.
And your machine is just going to be so bogged down with messages, it's going to collapse.
Come back over here. We, of course, followed the procedure that Microsoft, and we called Microsoft, and they asked us to follow the standard procedure that all security firms go through. We sent wrote it up, and you sent it to secure@microsoft.com.
Right.
And Microsoft's public relations firm got in contact with us, and this is their response. They said the command you describe is not a security hole in Microsoft Windows. Similar functionality can be found in other network operating systems like OS2 and Novell. True?
Passing the buck, but yes, true.
True. It's used by network administrators to warn people the machine's going down.
Right. If you're going to save your data or something like that, they're going to say the server's going down in a few minutes.
They say this is a network administrator's tool. There's no user-friendly interface. There's no GUI. There's a command line. It's pretty easy.
Yeah.
This NetSend must be entered at the command prompt. Network administrators can lock down this messenger service by blocking NetBIOS traffic of the administrator. In other words, a network administrator could keep you from doing this to my in-house network, right?
They could from the outside. If they block it at the firewall level, then it's going to block the entire
machine. And a firewall would block this?
It would.
Okay. This is not a vulnerability at all. Again, Microsoft talking, or Microsoft's PR firm, I should say, but rather by design functionality. Thank you for the invitation to appear on the Screensavers show. But as you can see, this is merely a basic DOS-based network command. The feature, as implemented, was documented nearly 4 years ago in 1998 on the Microsoft knowledge base. I then sent him a reply saying, well, but couldn't this be used, as we've just shown you, to spam computers or to do a denial of service? He said, well, since the messenger service is NetBIOS-based, such an attack would have a limited effect because corporate firewalls and ISPs block NetBIOS as a best practice. That's probably true of corporate firewalls.
Not ISPs.
Not ISPs.
No, I've scanned and I've come up with thousands and thousands of open holes that are ready to be spammed. I mean, tens of thousands of people have this vulnerability.
You could do
today.
it to your own IP address and test your own system just by saying NetSend to your own IP address and seeing if it works. And then you'll know you're vulnerable. How do we turn it off?
Easy way to turn it off. Thank goodness Microsoft has built in, I'll show you here, if you go into the control panel within Windows XP, and you see the Performance and Maintenance tab, once you go inside there, it's under the Administrative Tools.
Now, you can go to the Administrative Tools in also NT and 2000.
Correct.
They're just located somewhat differently.
Right. Now, you'll see a thing here called Services.
Right.
Now, this has all of your running services that are on your computer. There's like
this is visible in the computer management console as well.
It is.
Okay.
And you have like your DHCP client.
Right.
I mean, just standard
so
stuff.
So which
here.
service is the one we are?
It's called the Messenger service.
That's
right
the
here.
one. Now, this is not the same as Windows Messenger.
Has nothing to do with MS Messenger
It's not MS
whatsoever.
Messenger. This is Windows Messenger, which is this network service for system administrators.
Correct. So you double click on that, and you'll see here it says that it's started, and it's set to automatically start every time you reboot your machine.
Right.
So we don't want that. We want to turn it off and stop
If you're not on a corporate network, if you're on a home system.
If you're on a home system, you're going to want to go ahead and click stop for stop
now.
the service.
You'll no longer be vulnerable.
It's going to shut it down, so now the service is stopped. I can't receive those messages.
Okay.
Now I'm going to say the startup type, I'm going to disable this for all future startups.
So it won't turn itself on.
Exactly. Next time you reboot, it's going to be turned off.
Now here's what we want to underline. The default installation of Windows XP, NT, and 2000, it's turned on.
It is.
Even if you're a home user, it's turned on. If I scan you and I find that that port's open, I can send this message, I can do a denial of service attack. So it would be prudent to turn it off right now.
Definitely turn it off
unless you're on a network. Kevin, thank you for bringing this to our attention.
No problem.
And I'm sorry that Microsoft doesn't feel like it's a hole. I think it is, but now you know how to fix it. Kevin's written a detailed article to explain how it works, how to fix it. It's at thescreensavers.com. If you didn't follow the steps, please do that. We debated internally about whether we should tell people about this. After all, it could now be used by some spammer that never knew about this, but we felt it was important. Since it is a problem in all versions of the Windows XP, we thought it was important to tell people about it. Thank you, Kevin. I appreciate it. Now back to the Nook for you.
All right.
Now, good job. Now the time everyone's been waiting for, ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Patrick Norton.
Thank you, Leo. Folks, it's time to give away a beautiful Gateway PC. Our first caller, Barry, joins us on the phone from rural route number 3, Kamoka, Ontario. How you doing tonight, Barry?
I'm doing wonderful, thanks.
Excellent. So we got a question for you.
Mm-hmm.
Are you ready?
Sure.
You're positive?
Well, I think so.
Okay. What is today's secret word that Martin held up near the beginning of the show?
Oh, I think that's cream corn.
Oh! Yay! Congratulations, Barry.
Thank you.
Go ahead and picture. Barry won the machine.
Oh. Hey, that's a great thing, Barry!
Thank you.
You see, proving you can win in Canada.
That's the thing. Didn't think we could win up here.
Our first winners from Canada. Did you, sign up the minute Megan said that?
I signed up at 6:01 last night.
Which state did you choose?
I put down Michigan because that's the closest to Ontario.
We promised not to send the machine to Michigan, okay?
Okay.
Might be fun, though. Barry, we're going to geocache your system somewhere in upstate Michigan.
Yeah.
All right. How are you with a GPS receiver, Ben? No, we're going to send it right to your house. That's wonderful. Congratulations. It's that nice gateway. Do you have a computer right now?
Yes, I do, and it's about 5 years old, and I needed an update, so this is perfect.
You're going P4, excellent, baby.
Thank you.
All right.
Good stuff. Congratulations, Barry. Folks, we want to make sure everyone registers again right now.
Do they have to re-register? They have to start over?
Each day you have to re-enter for a chance to win, so make sure you go to thescreensavers.com where you'll find all the details.
And thanks to Gateway for giving us that great machine to give to you. I think that's really neat. It's nice that somebody who needed it.
It's good stuff.
That's wonderful. Yeah.
Kudos to Barry. Kudos to Gateway.
Yay!
Folks, coming up, Martin shares with us a few of the hottest fads he's watched pass by on the internet.
Ooh, stay here.
The menu that has all the utilities just by entering a question mark down here in the search bar and hitting enter. It's at the very bottom of the screen.
Okay.
And it's right. Can you see it? Uh-oh. Yeah,
there we go.
There we go. Okay.
That's what I was looking for.
We hit enter, and up pops this screen. And this is going to tell you, I'll make it big for you. This is going to tell you all of the different things this can do. If you see on the left-hand side, there are short little terms that actually, these are representative of the website that the toolbar is going to search for.
Ah, right there.
Search through, yeah.
Okay.
So like here is Anantech, and I'm going to, as an example, look how many there are.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, this is just so great, and it's all the ones that you would ever really need to go to search for anything. One on here is WebMD, which I know is a great one for people who are sick or have any issues about, any questions about illnesses. That's where they're going to go. So what you do,
go ahead,
is you go back down here to the search bar, and you hit MD, and you hit cold. Enter. It opens up the browser, and it's already searched cold in there, right there for you.
Wow. Specifically on WebMD, you use the key term
right.
for
and
that.
The key terms are all listed in that menu before. Let me show you how it works on, like, say we're just working on this Word document, call for help is the best show in the world. And
not that we're biased.
Yeah, no, of course not. And you want to search something right there, and then you don't even need to open up a browser window. You just hit enter, and there it pops it up, nice and easy.
Wow.
And this, you can even like translate websites. Let me show you how you do that. That's pretty cool. You just put the URL in.
See, I guess I've only used it
TechTV.com.
for specific reasons, but you know, there's so much functionality.
Yeah, and then you go EN stands for English, dash ES stands for Spanish, and I've already done it over here, so we don't need to wait for it. But yeah, what it's going to do is it's going to bring TechTV up in Spanish.
Wow.
Awesome. Okay, so on to the next one. You got to check that one out, though. You people at home, you'll absolutely love it.
I've got to use it more.
Wow. Yeah, definitely. Okay, so if you've noticed up here, my toolbar up here is really pretty. It has this cute picture of a cat. This is from hotbar.com. Great website. I'm going to take you to the website, and I'm going to explain what we've got here. Now, what you do is, the thing I like about this toolbar the best is the pictures. It makes it look nice and pretty, but it has a lot of functionality as well. Depending on which website you go to, these buttons here will bring up the most popular sites in those areas.
Okay.
That has over, thousands and thousands of skins, all different categories. Awesome, awesome.
Unless, of course, it crashes on you.
Like it just did. But anyway,
it's still there.
Yeah, okay, here we are back. It's going to give you, if you want to search the web, it gives you lots of different suggestions of the best websites in those areas to go to. Great.
Wow, two additions that will really make your browsing experience and just your Windows experience in general all better.
Yes.
Without using Google. Not to say that it's not
we love
good.
Google, but you should try these out.
For sure.
Spice of life.
So where can people get a hold of you if they have suggestions?
They could send them to cat@techtv.com, and you can also go to the website and check out the article that I've written on these two awesome toolbars. That's techtv.com/call for help in case you didn't know.
Yeah, I think you guys know. You know our website, don't you? He's not paying attention. You think you got game? Thank you, Kat.
You're welcome.
Want to learn how to become a power gamer? Then stay tuned, because the founder of SharkyExtreme.com, Alex Sharky Ross, is going to take us to school when Call for Help continues.
Pushing farther. Reaching higher. Moving at the speed of light. TechTV, the new television network about technology. TechTV,
television about technology.
You could win a Gateway PC from TechTV. Weekdays from March 4th to the 15th, TechTV's giving away one Gateway 500 SE computer a day. Just go to TechTV.com/getapc. Then watch the Screensavers that night at 7 p.m. Eastern. If your name is selected, you'll be called. Answer a trivia question about that evening's show.
Oh my gosh.
And you'll be a winner. Win a Gateway PC from TechTV. Television about technology.
With so many computer choices out there, how do you know which is best for you? A proven winner is Compact's Presario 8000Z, recipient of PC Magazine's December 2001 Editor's Choice Award for Top Performing PC, and the topic of today's Digital Avenue.
We've created a system that provides the best of everything: performance, graphics, multimedia, and networking. PC Magazine even calls it the best of the whiz-bang boxes, and we're very proud of that.
With features like an AMD Athlon XP 1800 Plus processor, 6 USB ports, NVIDIA GeForce video controller, DVD-R, CD-ROM, and an 80 gig hard drive, it's no wonder this computer outperforms the competition.
Our AMD Athlon XP processor has proven that performance is much more than megahertz. With our QuantaSpeed architecture, we have boosted overall productivity. That means your PC will operate at peak performance even when running multiple applications.
AMD Athlon processors were used in the design, development, and testing of Microsoft Windows XP. Since Windows XP comes standard with the Presario 8000Z, you can count on top software performance. And when you purchase your 8000Z, you can opt for the Athlon XP 2000 Plus for even more power.
With the 8000Z, you can burn CDs, create your own movies, and do incredible 3D gaming. And since Compaq can custom configure a system to meet your needs, the possibilities are endless. With prices starting at $949, this is the computer for you.
To buy your Presario 8000Z direct from Compaq or to learn more about this award-winning computer, go to Compaq.com/8000Z or call 888-593-7194. For Digital Avenue, I'm Teresa Richardson.
Make it more time. Hey, I was just maxing my frame rates with Alex Sharkey Ross, the founder of SharkyExtreme.com, a very popular gaming site on the internet, and he's going to do his best to turn me into a power gamer, finally. I'm moving past solitaire, and Alex, thank you for coming in to help.
Oh, thank you.
Now, we hear a lot about gaming, but we're not exactly sure how to start recommending the type of hardware. What type of hardware would you recommend starting with to have a good gaming?
First thing you need is money.
Oh, okay.
That's the first thing. And
All
understanding parents or spouse or whoever. And the second thing you need to do is really start off with a good 3D card. Most PCs come with, I don't know, either onboard or just some sort of old 3D card from, I don't know, 2 or 3 years ago.
And we're talking, this is the one that I was holding up a little earlier, before the show had started. This is the NVIDIA GeForce 4 Ti 4600, 128 megabytes.
That's right.
RAM on here.
Yeah, BGA RAM. See those little squares there?
These chips here?
Yeah, that's the RAM for you.
Wow. And this just normally fits in an AGP slot?
That's correct.
What does AGP mean specifically for people that are playing games?
Well, it means accelerated graphics port, but you guys don't really care about that.
No, we don't.
No, what it really means is this will accelerate 3D for you. So a lot of these 3D games that are out now, like Serious Sam, Medal of Honor, they have complex 3D engines, and they require a lot of processing power that, a CPU by itself and a sort of regular 3D card can't cope with. I mean, there's a lot of polys to push, polygons.
Okay, so you're talking about CPU alongside getting a good video card. This is, I don't know
it's not a miracle worker. You still need the heart of the machine.
This is a CPU. This is an AMD chip.
Yeah.
And which one is this?
This is the Athlon XP 2000 XP.
Okay.
And runs at 1.67 gigahertz.
Wow.
So that's a pretty nippy CPU.
That naming convention's kind of odd.
Yeah, it's that marketing cack all over. You know what I mean?
Go figure.
Yeah, but it's currently the gamer's favorite CPU. Just bang for your buck. That's the one to go for, I'd say.
So that CPU video card, what about some type of controller? What?
Most 3D first-person shooters, that's the genre that everybody really likes. You really just need a keyboard and a mouse.
All right.
Learn to use those. Forget joysticks. Those are kind of, waggle those on something else. I don't know. But you can also have this little thing, which is quite cool, called the Nostromo N50. And it substitutes for a keyboard, so you can kind of get rid of this and just feel a bit more comfy. Unless you're left-handed, in which case you're, I don't know.
They don't make a southpaw version?
No, they discriminated against the southpaws.
Okay, so what if you don't have a very good or very powerful gaming system? Oops, sorry.
Well, get a screwdriver. Go to somewhere like pricewatch.com and find yourself a 3D card from either NVIDIA or ATI. You can get one for, anywhere from $150 up to $400 for that, which you don't really need to spend $400. That's
video card.
Yeah, that's for the video card, and then about $150 for the CPU.
All right. So I understand we have some actual comparison footage showing a system, the same system with different video cards in it to really show you the difference side by side. Oh, wow. This is the same system, just different video cards.
Yeah, you can see, with the awful 3D card in there, you're getting a really bad frame rate.
Obviously, that one on the right.
Explosions occur. Yeah, the one on the right. As explosions occur, it just slows down. It just can't handle all the characters on there, the explosions, and other sort of complex 3D features going on.
Literally, wow.
I'm not sure if you turned on AA on the left one, but
AA being anti-aliasing?
Yes, that kind of gets rid of all the jaggies and the sort of pixel popping, that kind of stuff.
It shows you guys at home, how much a good video card...
A good video card will just make your game run faster, it'll look crisper, you can play at higher resolutions, which is always nice.
All right.
So things just look better.
Where could you get a hold of any gaming tips?
For example, Serious Sam, if you just went to GameFAQs.com, that's a good place. And
see if we can get there. GameFAQs, FAQ, frequently asked questions.
That's the one. And if you just sort of type Serious Sam in there, using the keyboard, not this.
No, not that little controller. Boy, this is just weird.
Yeah, it is weird, but if you just sort of use it for a while, you'll get comfy. Just make sure you got big hands. Grow some fingers.
I've got a problem then.
You have a problem.
I have small hands. Small hands, warm heart. Isn't that what they always said?
That's what they say. So, oops.
It's okay.
Go back here.
Now this has got a listing of a lot of.
There you go.
I'm assuming.
Yeah, of any kind of game, actually for Xbox or for any other console.
Oh wow, not just PC games.
Yeah, and there we go. For some reason it doesn't
want to come up. We're in an endless loop. That's okay.
Yeah. Oh, there we go.
It's okay.
Facts and guides. So there's a walkthrough. And there's one for secrets, but let's just go to a walkthrough.
Okay, and a walkthrough would be.
Start at level 1. Jump this way. Jump that way, shoot this guy, shoot that guy.
So that's what I used to get through Grim Fandango a few years ago. I used to walk through.
Yeah.
Very cool. So what about the hardware side of things? I know we kind of blasted through this stuff real quick. Where can we get more information and more details about the type of hardware we'd want?
There's quite a few places. If you're looking for something, free, then, the good old internet, sites like HardOCP, they have daily updates. Kyle, our good friend Kyle, that's right. He's known for, spitting out marketing. So
He's done a great job with the website, hardocp.com.
Yeah, or even the magazine we write for.
CPU. That's right, you do.
Yes, we do, don't we? We just have bad haircuts. But
especially now, they put caricatures, and my hair is really exaggerated. You got to see this; it's insane.
I got tiger stripes.
Wow, this is insane. So
he's got daily updates and reviews of all these products. So when you go into a store, there's tons of video cards to choose from. Tons of CPUs as well. So
don't want to go out there making a decision just based off of what you think is okay. Check with us these particular sites and make sure you know what you're getting into. Thank you, Alex.
Oh, thank you, Chris.
Again, for coming in. Alex Ross, the founder of Sharky Extreme. And if you want to know how to become a power gamer, just check out the article Alex wrote for us at techtv.com/call-for-help. It's got a listing of the hardware you'll need and links to these informative sites and a few more. Up next, why pay a small fortune for Photoshop when you can download the GIMP, that's its name, for free? And Roger Chang has got it, the free file of the day, when Call for Help returns.
Think of e-business as a game. You got players, you got management, you got opponents who don't always play by the rules. This game takes strategy and the ability to move that metaphorical ball that is information with more money on the line than in any other game that's ever been played. E-business isn't just a game, it's the game. So if you're going to play, play to win.
Hey, Dad, my tuition's due.
How much do you need?
About $8,500.
What if getting money from your home equity was this painless? Well, thanks to Ditech.com, it may be. Just log on or call 1-800-71-FIXED now. Our whole application process is fast and easy.
Hey, Mom, we need another roll.
We'll arrange an appraiser, notary, and even deliver to your door. Ditech.com, your mortgage solution delivered.
You flip, but they flop. Now your pancakes are a mess, and all that butter and fat to cook them. There's got to be a better way. Introducing the Perfect Pancake, the world's first spatula-free pancake maker. Just pour in your favorite batter, close the handle, and flip it. Presto, a golden brown pancake with no mess and no added fat. Now flip delicious blueberry, fluffy apple cinnamon, or mouth-watering buttermilk flapjacks. Fast, easy, and without using a spatula. Oh no, you broke the yolk again. But watch what happens with the Perfect Pancake. 3 eggs over easy without ever breaking a yolk. Call now and get the Perfect Pancake for only $19.95. You'll also receive this heart-shaped pancake ring for a Valentine's treat or a birthday breakfast free. Call right now and receive this no-drip batter dispenser free. This incredible offer is all yours for just $19.95. Call now.
Call 1-800-317-9977 to order your Perfect Pancake for just $19.95. Make perfect pancakes and eggs without breaking the yolk. Call now.
Head over to the Call for Help website, techtv.com/call-for-help, and scroll down a bit. See, there's our Technobabble. You can get some freeware there, right-click with power. But we're going to talk about My Computer, the best ripping software. Now, when we say ripping, we're talking about yanking data from CDs. Now, I just so happen to like Nero as the application to take audio tracks off of a particular CD. And I was doing it this weekend with my CDs of Schoolhouse Rock. I just found out, actually, that they're coming out with a DVD. I found that from, I think it's blogbaby.com.
Is that from Rhino?
What do you mean Rhino?
No,
I think it's actually being produced with... Oh, it's on the tip of my tongue. I can't remember. I'm going to have to find the information for me. Anyway, tell me what your favorite burning software is. Head over to this website, techtv.com/call-for-help. Leave your feedback here in the talkback section or send an email message to mycomputer@techtv.com. And Roger's out here for a reason. He's going to present the free file, something called the GIMP.
The GIMP, yes. It is an acronym.
Okay.
And it stands for GNU Image Manipulation Program. Basically, it's an open source version of a Photoshop image editor.
It's got a lot of windows, too.
Yes, it is kind of the only downside I can really find about this program is that it is kind of clunky and it's kind of confusing if you've never used anything like this program before. Let me close that.
Sure.
But what it does offer is a very powerful set of tools that allow you to do a lot of the things that you normally would use Photoshop or even Paint Shop Pro for in a basically not easy to use, but free in a free software program.
But you say it's not that incredibly easy to use.
It's not difficult, but it does take you learning the actual instruction. Like, for example, if you used Photoshop for the first time, you could probably sit there for an hour and figure out how to use at least a portion of the available tools. Here, you kind of get the same tools, but they're not laid out in the same way. For example, you have your brush selector, and of course they have some really odd brushes here. But, you know, unless you had this toolbar box open, you would have never known that you would be able to, like, now how come I can't draw? It's because you have one of these other tools selected. But you didn't see that because it wasn't laid out in front of you.
There's a lot of different, if you notice in the taskbar, there's a lot of different things running down there,
yes.
A lot of windows.
And that's another thing is that when you open Photoshop, it's just one program. But when you open GIMP, that it comes out in each in its individual window, which, I mean, in some ways it's easier because you can just kind of tab between what you want to do.
Oh, yeah, that's true. Now, you can use it for photos, you can use it for image editing. What operating systems is it available for?
It was originally written for the Unix/Linux platform, but it's actually out now for the Windows 32-bit, so basically any Windows 98, 95, as well as 2000 XP. The only thing it doesn't support right now is GIF, and that's to do with a legal wrangling over basically who owns the GIF format and who has the ability to license that out.
Is that Unisys? It's got a stranglehold on it?
I think it is. It's a very interesting ploy, but suffice to say, GIF is not supported currently.
That's okay. You can always use an image manipulator to save something.
Or you just open up the Windows Internet Explorer and save as a bitmap.
There's a tip for you guys. You can drag and drop an image into Internet Explorer and save it as something different, like a bitmap.
Yes.
Which this will work with.
Correct.
Very nice. Something called the GIMP. Again, we got the link for you over at our website, techtv.com/call for help. Call for help. This is Chris Pirillo and Roger Chang. Kat, how can we help someone?
Well, on the Intel Tech TV Netcam network, it's Billy from Union, New Jersey. He needs some help.
Ah, Billy!
Hey, how are you, Chris?
Doing good. How about yourself?
All right.
Roger was just out your way.
Kinda. Oh, really?
I was in Jersey City. I have absolutely no idea where Union is in New Jersey. But I
Not
figured
that
it's a
far
small
away.
state would have ran into
How
it.
was New York, Roger?
How was
it?
it?
Was great. I wouldn't mind living there maybe a year, but nothing longer. The weather,
about
it's the
all you
weather.
can
I'm
take,
so
right?
used to California. Sorry.
So yeah.
Mild summers
What
or
can you
mild
do?
winters, I should say.
Oh, we're glad you made it back safe, that's for sure.
Yeah,
Thank you.
We are too. Thank you, Billy. What can you help you with?
Okay, I have a question. How are viruses created, and who creates them?
Oh boy, it's kind of a double-edged sword, I would say. Viruses they're programs that are pretty much designed to cause damage and wreak havoc. Why are they created? People get bored. They want to extract vengeance.
It's most of the time it's someone. Think of it as a way of graffiti, a cyber graffiti. It's a way to tag a building, or in this case, someone's computer. It's a way to get your name out. So, hey, look, I caused so many problems, so many, issues with computer systems worldwide that people are putting my name or my program out there on the front page of the newspaper. I mean, I guess in their sense, it's a cool way to say, hey, look what I did. I messed up everyone's computer around the world, and I'm the one that did it. Only me. It's kind of an
elitist.
It's
type
kind of a male adolescent thing.
Not to say that all people who design viruses are male adolescents, but
it's kind of a one-upmanship. It's always about trying to show off your skills.
But there's really no reason to create a virus other than to say I've done it, and sometimes actually viruses are created to kind of cause a bit of stir in the sense that we all know that Windows is not 100% perfect. No operating system is, but a lot of viruses are created for it because 90% of the world is using Windows, so they find exploits and they actually write programs specifically designed to exploit those holes that are in the operating system. So it's a way to call attention to a problem that may otherwise go glossed over.
And as to the question about what are they written in, they're written in a number of different languages. Some are as simple as Visual Basic or actually macros. Within Word. I mean, that can create a virus, and it's very simple to use. Or it can be something complex as an assembly language, or even, C, something very popular. One thing I haven't seen in it is Java, which is...
I'm sure it'll come if it hasn't already.
But I think Java's, the way it's designed doesn't allow for that, hopefully.
Wait, they have websites?
Can they?
Yeah.
You bet they can. Anything that's going to be connected or used, anything that deals with software is susceptible to any type of virus attack, Billy. That's a sad fact, but... just the way it goes.
More of this, yeah.
Thanks for the call. I understand we have another caller on the line. Is that true?
Yeah, that's what you do. It's Jerry from Cleveland, Ohio.
Jerry!
Hey.
Can't see you, but we can hear you loud and clear.
Yeah, I was calling to ask, how do you have a program that I can download that allows me to create 3D modeling?
Oh, really? You thinking about getting into that field?
No, not really. I just want to maybe create maybe a cartoon or something like that.
Oh, sure. And I think we've got a couple suggestions, one of which is available for free, something called Maya Personal Edition. This is actually a scaled-down version from the one that would cost $8,000. This is free.
Yeah.
It does have a watermark, though.
Yes, and you do a registration process in order to download. It's a large program, so it takes a while to download, but they actually issued this out for people like you, as well as students, and people want to play with the application, figure out how to use it. But the restriction they place on it is no commercial usage. So in other words, you can't download it and start creating projects or animations with it and trying to sell it out.
Yeah.
Because they do put that watermark in it.
Yeah, and it's like the watermark is basically like an image that's splashed across.
Or in this case, it's I think it's one of the lower right or lower left.
There's two.
Two?
Yeah, there's a bug in the corner, and then it says created with Elias Wavefront. Yeah, blah blah blah. So that's one. There's another one that doesn't have that limitation called Blender. You can find that at blender.nl. Is that right?
Blender3D.com.
There we go. They changed it a bit, I guess.
NL is the original Dutch site, and this is their worldwide site right now. And what's cool about Blender is that it's totally open source, which means it's free. The only downside, like a lot of other open sources, it's because it's been pieced together by different authors over a while. It's maybe not as intuitive to use, but it's a very powerful program.
Yeah.
And but you will need to spend some time reading the instructions and actually learning the concepts of 3D animation before you can actually take advantage of what Blender has to offer.
It's kind of like GIMP. You were saying that a lot of developers have come along after the author had originally developed it and added their own 2 cents, I guess, for it. Jerry, do you think those two will help you get up and running?
Sure.
Good. Well, actually, if you do create something with either one of them, we'd love to see it.
Okay.
You know, it doesn't have to be perfect. We just like knowing that the recommendations that we make are actually working for people.
All righty.
It's a good thing. Thanks for the call, Jerry.
Hey, thank you.
We appreciate it. Thank you, Roger.
Sure.
Once again, you are just a cookie jar of knowledge.
Just a jar?
Well, maybe, I was going to say vat, but I didn't want to I know you're sensitive about your...
A vat?
One more chance to take the daily quiz, techtv.com/call-for-help. Click on the quiz. Answer correctly, you'll be in the running for a Call for Help t-shirt. So here's today's quiz. Which is not peer-to-peer software? eDonkey 2000, Morpheus, Sheriff UCAN, or NetMeeting? Oh, I'm going to have to throw you into the...
Change the face of digital photography with the Intel Pentium 4 processor, the center of your digital world.
How to cut your current monthly bills by as much as 50% or more.
Hi, I'm Bob Vila. Sometimes, no matter how hard you work at it, you just can't seem to make ends meet. You're writing those checks every month, and you just barely have enough money to pay your bills, much less save anything. Want to change all that? Here's how. Call Home 123. They can help you cut your monthly bills by as much as 50%. Let's say these are some of your monthly payments. Home 123 can show you how to turn all those payments into one low monthly payment that could be as little as half of what you're paying now. In this example, that would be almost $500 extra in your pocket. Just think what you could do with money like that. You could make it happen right now with one call. If you own your home, call Home 123. Even if your credit isn't exactly perfect, they'll come up with a loan that's right for you. Call now and see how easy it can be to make ends meet. Call 1-800-HOME-123 or visit us on the web at home123.com. It's how to get the money you need.
The new home run king of baseball. In the 0-1 pitch. And there it is. He's got a no-hitter. His no-hitter. He's got the no-hitter. And there's a new all-time run scored record holder. And the D-backs 1-2 punch mows down the opposition.
The Yankees add another building block to their dynasty.
See Major League Baseball's next great moment with MLB Extra Innings from DirecTV. To order, visit us at directvsports.com.
It's simple. It's easy. Get the best pay-per-view movies in the comfort of your home with Blockbuster Ticket, only on DirecTV. You can order from a huge selection of new titles every week. With frequent start times and digital technology, you get immediate movie satisfaction any time of day. And you never need to pick up the phone. Just order using your remote. For complete listings, consult your on-screen guide, starting at Channel 100. Blockbuster Ticket, only on DirecTV, the most convenient choice for the newest movies.
MSN. Use it to join carpooling group. And send email. Pick you up at 7. Use it to get instant messages. And buy rock ballads. Volume 6. Want a great alternative to AOL? Microsoft Technology makes MSN more useful every day. Call now to sign up.
Before the break, we asked you, which is not peer-to-peer software? eDonkey 2000, Morpheus, Sheriff UCAN, or NetMeeting? And the answer is actually C, Sheriff UCAN. But I know of it doesn't exist yet. But what does exist is our bonus tip. If you listen to MP3s, internet radio stations, and watch movies with the Windows Media Player, why not make a multimedia playlist of your favorites? So we've got open the new Windows Media Player. We've got Windows XP here, but this will work just the same in Windows 98 and other versions as long as you've got this version of the Windows Media Player running. We flip down to the Radio Tuner presets here, and these are our presets. And by the way, you can go in and add and search and make all these new things. If I wanted to add Jazz FM, because I love jazz, go Flim and the BBs, woohoo! I click and then drag it over, here, let me grab it there. Come on, go, drag and drop it into, as soon as I can grab it, unless of course it's not going to let me grab it, but that's okay. After you've searched through your hard drive for your favorite song or movie, you find an MP3, you drag it basically into there. You click the Radio Tuner preset link in the media library, right over here, this is what I'm talking about, and then you would be able to drag and drop into the left-hand panel the icon to your playlist. And these are my sample playlists here. This is what I'm trying to show you here. And hopefully it'll work for you. The Radio Tuner presets. If I wanted to, actually, I'm going to do this simple way. I'm just going to add a playlist and send it to the Send To playlist. So Radio Free, Virgin, Liquid, whatever is in the Send To playlist, or at least it should. Oh boy, I'm not even going to bother looking for it, but that's how you do it. Easy to do. Because normally you'd be, anyway, drag and drop, double click, whatever. However, whatever works for you, works for me. And you know what works for me as well? If I can finish speaking, why don't you tell us who's been sending us the email, Kat?
Are you okay?
I hope so.
Okay, well, Michael sent us an email. He says that once in a while my computer gets slow and lags. It says I need more virtual memory. Do you know where I can get more?
Ooh, does he say what operating system he's got?
He is using Windows XP.
Okay. If you're looking to bump up the virtual memory, and that's a part of your hard drive that's basically used to kind of emulate physical memory, right-click on My Computer, then I believe it's flipped over to the Advanced tab. Is it Settings? No, wait, no, I know where it is. Environment Variables.
Right.
And then, no, I was wrong. It is Settings. Advanced. And then down here, Virtual Memory, Change. And then you could change that. Right now it's set at a variable width between, or size, 384 megabytes or 768 megabytes. And in here, you could bump it up if it's not enough. Of course, you could lower it. My suggestion, to see it says custom size, I say just go with a system managed size, and then it'll be smart enough to know whether it needs more memory or virtual memory or not.
It's supposed to be smart, right?
It's supposed to be. And if you have that, we didn't have that option turned on, but then again, when have we ever been smart?
I think you're pretty smart. All right, Kelly wants to know, I was wondering how to remove the partitions that section off the hard drive into different drive sections.
Okay, Kelly?
Yeah.
Do they say, I don't know if it's a guy or girl, is it, did they say what operating system they're using?
Windows 95, 98, and ME.
Okay, I would actually go over to PowerQuest.com. They make a piece of software that I've actually recommended for years, and it's only gotten better with age. Something called Partition Magic. Yeah. And with Partition Magic, you're going to be able to, PowerQuest, come on, let's go to, I think you can actually download a demo. If not, that's okay, because I know you can purchase Partition Magic. And what this will allow you to do is basically manage those partitions on your hard drive. And a partition is a section of the hard drive that could be you can have a virtual drive. So instead of having like one physical 30 gig drive, you could have umpteen different physical drives. So you can have a C, D, E, F, G, and you split them up because you want to split up your data and whatnot. I'll put the link for you in the show notes. Thank you, Kat.
All right.
I'd also like to thank our guest, Alex Sharkey Ross, for stopping by, and of course, all of you for watching. See you later.
Monopoly or pro-consumer. A new bill could squash independent broadband providers, but the Baby Bells say they need less regulation to compete. So what can be done to spur DSL service and adoption? Hey there, welcome to Silicon Spin. I'm John C. Dvorak. Want low-cost DSL? Want to pick and choose between the companies that sell it to you? No chance if the Baby Bell phone companies can get the Towson Dingle bill passed. But as TechTV's Erica Hill tells us, the Senate might have another idea.
It's a landmark day for high-tech and telecommunications on Capitol Hill, and a landmark day for consumers who want low-cost DSL internet access. The question is, will they ever get it? The immediate issue is the so-called Tozan-Dingle bill, which easily passed a vote in the House. The bill would loosen regulations on the Baby Bell phone companies like Qwest and SBC, allowing them to close their networks to DSL competitors. But that access is a key provision of the 1996 Telecommunications Act and a lifeline for smaller providers like Covat Communications. Opponents say if the bill passes, it's a government-made monopoly.
If you're like I am and you want to have your choices and be able to get things at reasonable prices going forward in the future and have our government work for all the people, then please support us in trying to kill this bill.
The bill is now headed to the Senate, where it faces a difficult fight.
Well, we're discussing DSL access and whether the government should allow the Bells to close off their lines to competition. If you have questions or comments, give us a call at 1-888-9